So you're frozen on your end. You are frozen on your end. I'm not.
Yeah, I can get... Well, like, I'm frozen, you're frozen, but I'm still getting audio.
Oh, it does that. You might want to turn me down just a little bit.
Okay, am I just going to leave this like here?
It'll probably fix it.
Oh, there it goes. Okay.
It's like, it'll fix itself. Hello, all. We am live.
We am live.
We said we am live.
First, I don't have mine turned off either. There we go.
Yeah, it's even worse for you. So, but either way, guys, hi. It's Sunday. We're back to the thing. We're back to the normal Sunday live stream review series for today because there's nothing to review now.
Sad.
So sad face, as I talked about the other day, that I didn't realize that it was even Thursday because there was no new Gundam episode. So we still have to go over the previous week. So there's that. Hope y'all had a good Mother's Day last weekend. If you got to spend it with your mom, not everybody did. So there's that. Since then, I have cut off my hair and trimmed my beard down all nice and neat, and you did the opposite. By the way, guys, go subscribe to this one.
Yes, I actually just hit 200 subscribers.
Yay! I was actually trying to get the secondary channel ahead of you, and I didn't know how close you were. I wasn't watching your numbers. I'm at 186 on my secondary channel, so I've gained like 10 subscribers in the last 2 weeks. So I guess new people are finding the secondary channel. We've already got a lot of people in the chat. We got a Hida, we got a Travis, we got a Ben, we got a Carlos, we got a Arturo, and we have a Gold Cat so far.
Woo.
Hi guys. Hello.
Hi.
They were waiting for us. Wait, didn't I do a live stream last Saturday? Yeah, I did or Sunday. I did or I eventually did the Ecto 1 build.
That's right.
That was the secondary. I just dropped my screwdriver. My replacement live stream, so to speak. So guys, hi once again. We had an eventful couple 2 weeks, I guess. So going way back when, let me pull up the notes so I know what I had from the last couple of weeks. Oh wow, I was way at the bottom of the notes. It doesn't help me. Also, guys, this week, just due to the way things worked out, he took most of the notes, and I just kind of inserted all the pictures. So he will know very well what it is we're talking about. But okay, so going all the way back to post Mother's Day, I had the Baby Yoda review. That was fun for May the 4th, way back when. After that, I had the Beast Box Big Power like panda guy, not, you know what I mean, transforming robot box basically, and then after that was I forgot to set up screen share, crap. DX9 Dark Dinos, which everybody seemed to really like, though there's been a lot of discussion as to what they represent. This one guy is really pushing that it's the Shattered Glass version based off of the BotCon Grimlock. We talked about that, you and I did. But the coloring is similar, but not really the same. Way too dark a color scheme, and like orange where there is no orange on that other one, nor were there any other Dinobots.
Not to mention the other Shattered Glass Dinobots don't have the Trypticon color scheme.
Yeah, they don't. At least in that universe.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, what do we got here? We can't all have luscious beards these days. Got to fit in a mask. That's literally why I had to trim mine down, because I was tired of all of the fluff coming up into my mouth like this when I was talking. There's an HG Gundam Penelope references. Okay. In what? By the way, guys, of course, don't talk about anything in a review as we go. We go in chronological order of the episode. So just saying it now, because there are some new people here. Yo, Gunpla builders are gonna Naruto run into Target. Yeah, what is up with Target having Gunpla kits all of a sudden?
Have you seen that at yours? I haven't been in mine lately to double check that.
No, my Targets are usually like way behind, but I saw Nate Simmons posted a video this morning, but it was like HG Barbatos. Like, I was like, how long has that been sitting? Unless it's the new version. New. Rodimus 13 looks like he likes Transformers. Yeah, but yeah, no, he's got a lot of Transformers and a lot of Super Sentai stuff over there. You should see the rest of it. Go watch our controlling the shelf space videos. I don't know what would make you think that Rodimus is into Transformers. It's not like his name is Rodimus. Also, why aren't there no episode 19? Because you touch yourself at night. That's why. Rogue goof. It's your fault. Or somebody asked a really stupid question the other day, and I said, it's your fault. That's why. Or because somebody said first and spelled it wrong on the Mini-Tolf video from Friday, which apparently you guys really like Mini-Tolf, and I have quote-unquote orders for Mini-Tolfs now. Actually, I'm talking with my buddy Dion, if you guys remember good old Dion, about how to better facilitate manufacturing them, getting certain tools and stuff. Also, guys, MS100 contest, just a quick reminder, if for some reason you have not joined in or submitted, you got like 4 days or less.
I'm almost
like this
done
one.
with mine.
This one, who was carving a block of foam the other day. I wonder why. As if I didn't notice in the videos you sent me. I was like, is he working on a snowball? Okay, so back to you. What did you have the last little while over on the channel that these people need to go watch?
So last week I only was able to get 1 episode up because just life was crazy. So I got my review for the Merc 1 armor, so that's relevant to all this stuff. Then last week I didn't write this down, so I'm gonna have to try to remember. I had I think that was the 10th anniversary Dinobot review.
Sorry, continue. I was reading comments.
And that one was interesting because that apparently that Dinobot is made almost entirely out of
cheese.
Made almost entirely out of like GPS plastic.
It can't be GPS plastic because plastic's in the name.
It's like ATM machine, okay?
It is like ATM machine.
But that thing felt bad in my hands, and every time I moved a joint on it, I was like, this thing is going to snap like a dried piece of wood.
Or a wafer. Like,
yeah. Like, and if you look at the background of the video, you can actually see like little chunks of plastic that basically were falling out from like inside of the thing. Yeah. Because internal joints were apparently just shearing off.
I'm trying to remember what it is I was reviewing. It might have been the Dinobots, because, you know, I had to pull out all my other DX9 dinos for the review. When I was done, there was definitely like metallic paint flecks all over my review set just from transforming them.
When I did Rat Trap, I had I brought out my childhood Transmetal Rat Trap and got the flex stuff all over my hands.
I just realized why I couldn't see the comment that is currently blocked. I'm not looking at it from my account. I'm looking at it from a secondary account. Oops. Continue. Sorry. I was trying to figure out what he was talking about. Comment was too spicy for YouTube.
And I can't remember what I posted the previous Monday.
To the YouTubes.
To the YouTubes. I do it on my phone, but I'm recording from the phone, and that would probably like navigate me away from things.
Distract them. I'll look it up.
You can see all the cool Transformer stuff behind me.
You could, but you didn't really want to. Hold on, I have to go find the Rodimus 13 channel now. Rhodamyces. Oh yeah, I should have put shelf space because. Okay, there we go. It didn't find the other Rodimus 13s. I'm not center frame. That's going to drive me nuts. Okay, so you had the SD Young.
That's right. That was a really cool kit, and I don't know. I can't remember if that one got a whole lot of views or not, but I really liked how that one came together, and I think if anybody comes across it, they should pick that version up because it's just too cool not to get. And the
Well, it does
color
have big
separation on
floaty
is
hands.
insane.
Got the big
What's that?
floaty hands. It's got the big floaty hands. I feel bad I haven't watched many of your reviews lately. I did watch the Dinobot review because I wanted to see you talk about the breakage. And I'm purposely skipping all of your updates of your custom so I don't get spoiled.
Yeah, it's been hard not like talking to you about the design and the process and stuff like that because usually you're one of the people I bounce off my ideas from and stuff.
His brother slipped. His brother apparently slipped, fell, got up, and laughed. He's a cartoon character. I don't know why Luis Montoya says I have a nice voice. I appreciate that. Did I do a voice and I don't even know it, or do I just sound that sexy? Is it that I'm just
ASMR Gun Club reviews?
Is it that I'm just that good, Luis? Is it? Luis, how you doing? Most podcasters are this close to the microphone as they talk. So hold on, wait. I gotta do. So most of the time you're supposed to be about this far from your microphone to actually talk, which I guess does sound pretty good, except for the fact you can't see my face if I do this. Hi guys. Hey Luis. Is this good for you? Hey Luis, what's up? Androius, I see you there in the comments. Hi. Also, I did a Q&A live stream the other day. That's what it was. I forgot. I did a Q&A live stream on Thursday. Whatever fucking day that was. What day is it now? I don't have Gundam Sunday. To tell me. Is it Thursday again? Shoki is about $20 to $30 away from being Rob Roberts. I don't even know what that means. Does that mean I have do I have $20 or $30 too much or too little? Do I need to be poorer?
Our Robert, that's that. He
really was old Gundam YouTuber from way back when that everybody used to love and wishes was still around, but nobody knows what happened to him. He just fucking disappeared one day.
Yeah, I've heard that name mentioned a lot, and I don't think I've ever actually. I don't know if I've watched his reviews or.
I've only heard of him by reputation, and that I should become the new version, which is why I started doing the short, broken down reviews instead that nobody watched. So I decided not to do that again. 2 R's, 2 B's, 184. Oh well. Too little. Okay, I need $20 to $30, people. So donate to the cause so that I can be an older YouTuber. I don't even know what that means. Does that mean that my quality sucks, or do I just need more money? I always need more money. I'll take it.
I'll take more money.
Super chat. Because we were supposed to do a couple charity live streams, but as I discussed the other night, kind of an awkward time to ask people for money.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely would like more money for the charity. So honestly, if you do have money to donate, by all means, send to the PayPal, because frankly, it's not a great amount right now. We're still like more than $100 shy of last year. So this year's content has not gone off very well either. So I think it's just really bad timing. With the world falling apart and everything. But I guess that means I have to ship less stuff, or we only had one international entry, so that guy wins. It's like you win the international prize. It just sucks.
I have less competition, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, we need more people here than just 15. They'll be here, Travis. They'll be here. Let's see. The last time we did one of these, we hit 31, so we actually broke our record. And also, speaking of broken records, wait, I was about to repeat myself. There we go. Delayed joke. No, I think I broke my screen capture record on this.
Oh yeah,
this review. It was in the 40s before. I went into the 50s this time. So I feel like I did for episode 16. I think I had. Did I have in the 70s, or am I dreaming that? I think that's too many. I think it was only.
I know you've had a lot of screenshots in the past. I can't remember the exact figures.
Yeah,
and
I think.
don't feel like going back in our conversation logs to find out.
Go back. Go back, Thomas.
Back
I must
to the
go back.
beginning.
We need to go back. We need to go back, Kate. I said it backwards on purpose. I don't want copyrights for using that. We need to go back. We should have never left. Anyway, so
I have no idea what you're referencing. So
Lost. Have you never seen Lost?
I've never seen Lost.
Really?
I think
you're in quarantine.
I've season 1. I think I've seen season 1 and maybe season 2.
Guys, tell him he needs to watch Lost. Except it's not on. It's now not on Netflix, which is it's an abomination. That because it was on Netflix for legit like 15 years. It's kind of ridiculous. However long Netflix has been around, I think only last year before they took it off. I guess they lost the contract. But I used to watch it like every 2 or 3 years. Because it was just worth watching. Just binge all 6 seasons.
I remember I had a good friend of mine. She was super into it when it was first airing back when I was in college. Yeah.
Yep. Also, guys, hit that like button, please. I see only like 5 of you have hit the like button, and there's like 19 of you watching. So give me some thumbs up. And if you're watching after the fact, comment down below. Unless you're typing want to be friends, in which case I'm going to delete your comment because apparently that's how you lose your channel.
I've been seeing stuff about that.
If you see someone commenting on your own channel that says want to be friends, delete it or report it. It's a bad thing. You could potentially have your channel hacked, taken away from you, and turned into a bot to help grow this particular viral channel. So, Rogue Goof keeps asking, what are we hoping to see in Bandai Reveal Week?
Bandai Reveal Week?
I guess it's coming up.
Is that this coming week, or is this next week, or when is this?
Oh, he's asking the questions. I don't know. There we go.
What
We'll do Lost reviews. We'll do Lost reviews. Anyways, I want to see all the kits I can't afford to buy this year.
I don't know what to say after that.
Okay, let's just be honest here. I want to see the prototypes for MG Virtue.
That'd be cool.
And MG Floros.
And Nadley by extension?
Nadley's just in Virtue. That's part of it. You can't. You literally can't have one without the other.
I could see them pulling a stunt like that and not.
It's the core of Virtue. You can't have it as a separate thing. It's not. It's not the other
Bandai
one
we're talking about. They might find a way to mess it up.
No, they only did that on the HG because there was no good way to make it happen otherwise. I want to see spoiler kits because I just want rewrite to end. You're mean. We all know they'll do the rebake. No, we don't. We really don't. Because Floros was a fan vote. I have to go buy people. Bye, Travis. Too bad you can't stick around to watch. Let's see H3 prototypes. Oh, you mean like the ones from 7 years ago? That ain't happening.
Master Grade G-Self.
Let me fall out of my chair on that one. I want to see my Verka Atlas. I hold tight that there will be a Verka Atlas sometime in my life. But either way, 25th.
I'd like to see more of the G Unit stuff.
Oh, he said the 25th to the 29th. Oh, that's what I want to see. Less P Bandais. Less P Bandais of kits people want.
Now that they've released, or they're going to release the Shoku, I want to see the Rig Shoku because that's the version that I have.
Yeah, I know.
It used to be behind
me. You keep talking about it. It's like it's something special or some shit.
It's only like the first Gunpla kit I ever put together.
Is it too outlandish to get my hopes up for an MG Tequila Gundam? Yeah, that's incredibly outlandish. MG Thunderbolt Act guys. We can't even get the fucking HG Act guys. Like they existed once ever, and we didn't even get all of them. I think we got one, and it's out for about 2.5 minutes.
Though it would be awesome to see all those weird variants there.
Yeah, there's still hope for MGH3 and FX.
Is there an anniversary for Age coming up anytime soon?
I don't think anybody cares. I like Age, but I really don't think they care over at Bandai. It's like,
I mean, they cared enough to have Age 2 Magnum be made.
Yeah,
and
because they had a reason.
And they reissued a bunch of the Age kits.
I'm subscribed in Rodimus. I'm trying my best to learn more about YouTube. Thank you. Cool. You have a Lindell. You now have a Lindell on your channel. Good luck. Hopefully it'll be good. Hopefully it'll be good for you. More HGAC Wing Gundams. I don't care. No, they're only stopping. No. We can't have those. They're stopping at Sandrock, remember? That was the implication. Guys, you think what?
HGAC Ares.
Hagak. That's the proper pronunciation. Hagak.
Hagak. Like
Hagak.
Chug in Transformers.
Yep. Well, then there's Haguk. Haguk. Sorry, it's a Haguk. I want to see more 90s Gundams. You mean more F90? It's more F90 variants? That's really what it'll be. It'll be like 5 more F90 variants. We still got a lot of letters to get through, right? See, the man knows everyone wants all of the different act guys. Yeah, but what they'll do is they'll release just one act guy with all of the parts, so you have to buy like 7 of them and then have a shit ton of leftover parts. And then Joey Ganoda is going to sit there and try to make them exactly screen accurate for the 1 or 2 seconds they were on screen. Probably. A Hagak Taurus. Nobody wants that shit.
Taurus was pretty cool. I'd still rather see Ares first.
They're going to do all of them. It doesn't matter. What they won't do is they won't give us an HG Cancer. So that you can have a tall geese ripping it in half.
As a cancer survivor, I would love to have a mobile suit called Cancer in my collection. I think that would be amusing.
Yeah.
I remember when I got my diagnosis, Takara Tomy was putting out a version of Shockwave that came with a little headmaster character called Cancer. And so I kept on seeing it's like Shockwave with Cancer. I'm like, that seems oddly topical for me right now.
Well, that's kind of like when you buy a car and then you start noticing more of that same car on the road.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like you find out you have cancer and then suddenly everything's got cancer.
You're not wrong. No.
Everything. Not everyone, everything. Congrats on beating it. Oh, Carlos is new. He didn't know you had cancer. Well, he's the reason we had the charity contest last year. I know you haven't been here long, Carlos, but he's the reason Balls for Balls was a thing.
Yep.
Now, unfortunately, or rather fortunately, I guess, he's not the reason it was a failure. That was YouTube. YouTube made sure that contest was a failure because apparently you can't use the word balls on things. So everything had to be changed to testicular cancer awareness after the fact. Don't know why this year didn't go off very well. MG Devil Gundam, never going to happen. An updated HG would be cool.
Yeah.
Devil Gundam would have to be an RE. Like there's no way around that, right?
I could see them, particularly if they want to do like the like its final form where it's the giant head and stuff like that.
Fenilfum. But wait, you haven't even seen my final form yet. I feel like you could cross that with the bright wait I haven't slapped you yet meme. Wait, you haven't seen my final form yet, and then have him turn into Golden Bright. I think you should do that. Geez, YouTube suck. YouTube does suck sometimes, but they also pay me money. Rarely, but they pay me. But see, he needs to get paid, so at least 1/10 of you need to go subscribe. 1/6 of you need to go subscribe to him. He's only at 200. He needs to be at 1,000. Go watch all his videos. Go watch all of his videos 15 times each, and tell 12 of your friends to go subscribe. I need 100 of you to go tell 10 of your friends to go subscribe. And also subscribe yourself. Do you think MGG Gundam will happen? It's a UCMC Gundam. No. They'll probably give us the HG to go with the Penelope. I haven't said that. I haven't said it in a while. Kind of forgot about it. HG Penelope. I did sub to Rod.
Yay!
Are we gonna have a shirt sub to Rod? and then have the inanimate carbon rod from The Simpsons, and then have 13 written on it, so they really don't understand. Rod 13. What up, Rod 13? That's your cool counterpart. So hold on, we have Rodimus as the evil counterpart. You need like a super hip version that's Rod 13. Write it down. Write it the fuck down. Hold on. I don't have a pen. I don't have my pen on me. I want to see it. I want to see it at some point. New character. Sorry, I mean new alternate reality version. Rod 13. Oh my god, it have to happen. There we go. Oh, that was a 3. It looked like a 7. I was like, what the heck is that? That was like the MK33. It was like a
oh, with a straight line.
Like, yeah.
That's how I draw
like
threes. Particularly if I'm drawing them fast.
Penelope. It's how, but I'm already subbed to y'all's stuff around the background when I'm painting. Eric, make 3 more accounts and then sub to both of us. Immovable Rod from D&D.
That was initially my thought when you said carbon rod. Was the immovable rod from D&D.
No, inanimate carbon rod from The Simpsons. In Rod We Trust. Seen that HG looked like a weird hand from Crossbone. Yeah, what the hell is that thing?
I have no idea. I kind of want it though, just because it's so. And if you look at it, you could tell that if they wanted to make one for like the other hand, it's just a matter of replacing where the little head part comes out.
They're gonna, but it's already like a combination deal. But it reminds me of that Megatron.
Yeah, Gigatron,
that had hand mode.
Yeah.
Although the creepy part is that the face on it is the thumb that comes out. I was like, weird, creepy neck.
Yeah, that makes me think of Zerum from Area of the Animation.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
That's an old anime OVA series that aired on Sci-Fi Channel ages ago.
Jeff T. Oh, sorry, Jeff. So it's only one F, so it got to be shorter. Jeff. I just want more mobile suit wing models that aren't Wing Gundam. They've only had like a couple. There's more non-Wing Gundams than there are Wing Gundam kits. So it's like, what is that complaint? Yes, Eric, I know you're lazy. You should work on that. That's just the happy hand that came off of you for revenge. That's a really strange statement. But my Farmville Mafia Wars sock puppet accounts don't have YouTube accounts. Wow. Wow. Just because I used to definitely do Farmville Mafia Wars on fucking early Facebook and the other, what was the other thing that used to exist? MySpace. MySpace had Mafia Wars. That's right. Okay, should we get into it since we're 28 minutes in and we have 18 mini people? Also, Jason Cayer, I saw you. Hello.
Or we could just end it here.
All right, that's it. Nothing happened.
Okay.
Sniper versus sniper. Nothing else happened. Sniper, no sniping.
Sniper, no sniping.
Good night, everybody.
Now,
actually, there was a sniper. There was a sniper. There was a sniper, no sniping scene.
I want to make an edit of that. We may have to work on that.
I'm tired of editing things. Zerum is an older Japanese monster flick that I'm still looking for online.
You're thinking of the live action version. I'm thinking of the anime that came after it.
Oh, by the way, guys, if you don't know, Avatar: The Last Airbender is back on Netflix after a few years of not being on Netflix in America. I have exposed the wife to it.
Did she like it?
It's hard to tell because we're only 6 episodes in, but she did laugh at a few things. Definitely either the characters doing funny things as they do.
Yeah.
But like first or second episode, after they capture Aang and they're like leaving on the ship, there was a callback that I never noticed, but until this time, and Sokka actually gets minor revenge on Zuko. So like early on, when Zuko kicks Sokka's ass and like hits him in the head with his own staff, he goes
Yeah.
thunk, thunk, thunk 3 times. Sokka gets back at him later in the next episode with Aang's staff, and then knocks him off the boat doing the same exact thing.
Dunk, dunk,
He goes
yeah.
dunk, dunk, dunk. I was like, and then she laughed at that. She's like, just like you did before. I'm like, okay, she's getting into this, and got the animation in those first few episodes is a bit cringe. I'm not gonna lie. Everything else it gets better. We all know it does get better, especially once they reach HD era and to get out of 4x3. But it's still a phenomenal show. I'm still enjoying it. But we have to pace ourselves because we don't want to blow out our internet again by watching seasons upon seasons of stuff. American Sniper, but it's all in Gundam. Still waiting on Avatar Space Jungle Smurfs return. What the fuck? Oh, that Avatar. Nobody's waiting on that. Nobody cares about the James Cameron version. Oh, that was the funny part. She thought that I was talking about the movie Avatar.
No.
Not, but she thought that I meant the live action, the even worse option. She thought I meant the live action adaptation. And I'm like, we're not watching that garbage. It's like, you don't get to have that ruined for you. But what I explained to her, I didn't get a chance
the Shyamalan version is just so bad.
It's like
I don't think I've watched it all the way through, but I keep on seeing bits and pieces of it. I'm like, just no.
No.
The fact that they mispronounce people's names in an adaptation from an already audio video format.
Yeah. You literally have the way to say the names there, and then they get the races of everybody wrong, with the exception of Aang. Sorry, Ong. They get it very wrong. That's with 2 A's. What?
Yeah.
What? How is wrong spelling A? Worse than that? Yeah, it is. It is worse than a live action Dragon Ball. Because they tried to base this.
The live action Dragon Ball, you can tell that there was love for the source material behind it.
There was supposed
to they were having fun with it. This, from everything I've seen of live action Avatar, it's just,
I think,
like, nobody cares.
Nobody cared enough. Like, it's all you ever have to do. One, you have to see Sokka's needing to fart face all the time. He isn't funny, not sarcastic, way overly serious. Katara just, well, the actress is okay. She's just wrong in general. The funny thing is, you probably could have used actual Mae Whitman as the actress, and it probably would have worked. Which would have been kind of funny because you almost never see a live action or the voice actor play a live action version of their character. But either way, that's all beside the point. I just wanted to talk about that. But no, do not ever watch the live action Avatar. It never happened. The person who made Dragon Ball movie had never seen the show. Well, no, they based it off of original Dragon Ball. They got kind of close, but they wanted a modern adaptation and an American adaptation at that, which was all stupid. But at least they got people's names right.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the first insult. Well, the fact that you don't even know Aang's name until like 30 minutes into the movie or something, and they pass over the first 10 episodes in just a voiceover, or a voiceover, whatever that is, script on the screen, whatever, dialogue box. Yeah, they don't even give you most of the first chapter. They skip over Warriors of Kyoshi or Kyoshi Island. They skip over so much shit. They skip over Boomy. They skip over all that stuff in that movie. Like, hey, we're just going to skip a third of the story just to jump to the next interesting part. Either way, it's bad. It's very bad.
So do we need to change the thumbnail to Avatar right now?
No. I did think about having to do live or these with the missus as she's watching Avatar to give her things, but she's never going to go for that. Shamham was like, I'm going to work my magic on this, and I'm totally in tune with this series. I'm just going to go ahead and make the people who are clearly Japanese Indian for no reason. And make the people who are clearly some type of Inuit tribe white. Makes sense. I don't even know what the Earthbenders were, but I know it wasn't right. So stupid. I'd like to see a live action adaptation of 8th MS Team.
That could be cool.
It's like Platoon, but with Gundam. Basic. So I need to go do a screen share thing.
Do it.
I forgot to do the thing. Well, while I do that, you give us the introduction to the episode.
Okay. Episode 18, Perfect Sniper. We open up on
sniper.
We open on the moon, and it looks like the cannon's being repaired. You can see a little flecks of light on it, which I'm interpreting as like maybe nanomachines are fixing, or there's something outside welding or something. I don't know.
Magic sand.
Could be magic sand, actually. I mean,
well, you'd think that would make it really easy to repair. Then just go magic sand. I'll just magic sand at it. It'll be okay. Alice talks now.
Yeah. Alice is looking at a screen, and we see him looking at the Earth 3 with a big sniper weapon.
Hey, there it is.
And also, just below his foot there, you can see Patrick.
Patrick. Yeah, I wasn't even paying attention for the cameo this go around.
I was stopping to look at the image because it's kind of a cool picture, and I wanted to get a better idea of things. And I was like, "Oh, wait, there's Patrick underneath his foot."
Underneath your foot. Michael Bay direct live action 8th MS Team. Oh God.
No. I like the live action Transformer movies, and I wouldn't wish that on things.
He could no, we'll let him do Char's counterattack. More explosions that way.
Anyway, so he it zooms in on the image, and then we cut to the opening. Air guitar time.
I don't like this air guitar thing you talked about. Don't talk about air guitar. Yes, intro. We do intro now.
Go for it.
Well, I was thinking, because we're coming into new changing kind of territories, I was thinking that maybe we were going to start getting a new intro. Because I was fairly certain there were changes in the outro, but then I couldn't see them when I watched it again.
I don't think so.
I feel like there was some kind of change, and I don't remember what it was. If I spot it, I'll bring it back up. But I think there was a change in the outro. Giant weapon looks like Raven's rifle. What giant? Oh, you mean the space gun, or clearly what is Raven's rifle?
Yeah.
So I wanted to bring this up. So we see this. So he's clearly in the Earth 3. However, he's got this sniper rifle. So we later find out this happened in the past. Spoilers. Mm-hmm. But why is it that he created a whole separate armor to use this thing? Or is it just the weapon combined with the Raven armor for this particular application?
My thought is he created. This is like when he first created the weapon or something. Mm-hmm. So maybe he didn't have the armor to go with it. And then the armor that has all of the. I don't want to spoil the stuff that we.
No. That's what I was getting at. Is like that seems to just be like a thing, and it does work for this particular setup. But
we do know that the Raven armor was in one of its Tupperware containers, but he duct taped that thing shut. Like he didn't want to ever open that thing ever again.
Yeah. So part of me wonders if this is a interesting animation error. Like they're like, okay, we'll draw it with the Earth 3 Gundam, but then we'll just forget about the fact we have an entire armor that's supposed to be associated to this weapon.
It's another kind of question mark about what color is the core Gundam supposed to be when he's hanging out with Eve.
I think we've discovered that he repainted it at some point. because that was obvious that it was that color, and then it's this color. But we also know it changes color depending on the armor that it's putting on. So, but just the idea that if the Uraven is directly related to this sniper rifle, but he's using it with the Earth 3 here, why wasn't he using the Uraven armor if he locked it away because of this incident? Seems interesting. I don't know. It's a weird thing because we know how we like to sublimate his armors with each other, as we know. So who knows what this was?
My interpretation is it's something that's supposed to help sell the idea that this is the past. But yeah, if you think about it a little too hard, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah. Yes, Alice is getting very stocky.
Just a little.
I can't delete that comment either way. Please don't come on here and promote your own channels in the chat, people. Just noticed one. Either way, intro time. Like I said, we do the intro thing.
Yeah, intro, air guitar, and
then we come back
to Mount Melag.
I can take over now.
Okay.
I can do the thing. I remember how to do this. So, anyways, yeah. So we go back to Mount Melag finally, because now we can get it. Why is my mouse not reacting? And the gang's all back. The gang's all here. And of course, it loads up. We see Freddy. We see Kuradon. And then the divers are arriving. And I think Freddy's like, oh, it's working. And we see the shining sand rise up at all the spots, and the Gundams and the divers start to appear. But one thing I wanted to point out that's pretty neat. So you look at the image here, and you see Justice Knight, and you see there are 3 over there. But if you look at the little Kazumi, he kind of looks like a pilot thing you would get with the kit. Standing,
he does look like a pilot figure.
Yeah, so you get a slight closer view. I didn't get a shot of it. You get a slightly closer view. Yeah. Of I think Hiruto. Oh, actually, no, it is Kazumi. You get a slightly zoomed in view. Faceless in a just standard pose, just standing there. I was like, is that a reference? Like, did they just make that as a direct reference? That's pretty cool. But you also see for the first time the divers appearing out of sand. We'd never actually seen it from the outside before. We usually just arrive in a glowing light, and we never see them actually being put together. So that's pretty cool. MG Justice Knight confirmed. No, because even RGs come with tiny pilots. Maybe the Raven armor was destroyed. Not likely. They made the armor to sell kits. Duh. Really? Build Divers is the most diverse team since 00 Celestial Being. Yeah, they have a paralyzed kid on their team, so I guess that's pretty diverse. A paralyzed kid and a synthetic life form. That's pretty diverse.
Yeah.
Okay, my mouse keeps acting up. I don't know what's going on.
Most diverse team since the Doozy Bots.
We're not talking about the Doozy Bots. So yeah, they get greeted by good old Freddy. He runs up. It worked. And then Kazumi is glad to know that they finally have all their machines. Looks around. He's like, oh, good. It worked this time. As if there was a doubt. Like, you kind of went there knowing it would happen. And even thanks Freddy and Kuradon. He actually says, thanks, Sacred Beast. I'm surprised he didn't correct him this time. He's like, don't call me that.
I think Freddy has probably just been calling him Sacred Beast this entire time that he's been hanging up there, and he's like, you know what? I give up. I'm too old and tired to correct these little whatever they are.
The diver people. Or the people. They're the new people, remember? We learned that they're the new people. Now, I kind of want a cutscene of just Freddy and Kuradorn just standing there, like after the divers are gone. And they're like, so, like awkward conversation time.
Like, so, no any card games?
So, I've got a big fluffy tail, but my sister has a really skinny, like, cat tail. Do you know anything about that? Like, start asking weird questions about people, and then it's just like, and you just hear Kuradorn grumble. Like, it's oh god.
He's
like, "Why, God, are you gonna stay here the whole time?" It's like, basically.
I set up my bed right next to your platform so we can talk all night long.
That means he stood there for at least 3 days because he for 3 days, so he had to put up with Freddy for 3 days straight. I want to see Freddy at least come up. Hey, where's the bathroom in this temple?
I gotta go. Go where?
I gotta
Mommy?
go. But in Japanese. But Par looks around and he notices that the sword is still there because we have to point out the fact that the sword for the Valkylander was left behind last time. Though I don't know if it really comes up again. I have to go back and rewatch because I don't know if it ever shows him wielding both.
No, there's something going on there because after he sees the sword is there, he goes over and takes a picture of Kuadorn's wing, the injured wing.
Yeah,
and
so
here's where we have different opinions on this. I'm thinking he's planning on trying to do something to fix or repair Kuradon's wing.
Kuradon? Like he's a dinosaur? He's a Kuradon.
Kuradon.
Dorn.
Like Michael Dorn, but with a Kua.
I was about to say, it's like Michael Dorn, but a big black dragon. Wait a minute. Anyways, no, so you think that he's trying... Do I have a picture of this? I might have a picture of this. I'm not even paying attention to my own damn notes because you're talking. Once again, I have to monitor all these things. Did I get it? I thought I had a picture of that. I guess I didn't. Let's find out. No, but either way, so yeah, he did come in, but then he comments on it. He takes a picture of the wing. Ignore what's on the screen, guys. So because I forgot to get that as a screenshot. But I think that he's either monitoring the progress on the healing, or he's planning on basing the wings on his new build from this, because as we saw before, he was already working on some Wing Zero wings for reasons that we will assume later. MG Kuradorn Endless Waltz. Yeah, there you go. I got a hair in my throat and it's really annoying me.
Fun.
Yep. So the other guys are together talking, and then May points out, "Hey, is that a new armor?" And he's like, not really. And it's our first.
Not new.
Not new? Question mark. And of course, that's where we get to see the Raven armor. And it's like flyer mode, and it looks all cool and stuff. I'm like, hey, I haven't seen that before. Yeah, it's a new thing. It's got a gun on it. It's new. In the royal new. Anyways. Oh dear God.
New to you.
It's new to you. Sword will come into play later because he's upgrading his suit. Yeah, but he still has the sword. That's the thing. It's like it was left behind because it's the only thing that and the shield were the only thing left behind. So in theory, the dragon head is still floating around somewhere too, wherever it got left in that battle. Same thing with like Kazumi's other shield that May was using. It should be somewhere too, unless whenever she logged out, it went with it. But he left the sword leaning up against the thing. They already know that if they leave stuff behind, it'll stay. So the question is, why did he leave the sword? Sorry, I think I heard somebody outside. 21 people watching. Hi, people.
Hello, 21 people.
But yeah, then they just hop into the thing. They're like, hey, we got to go help people evacuate and stuff, right? I think that's why we were here. Big Black Dragon Man. Turkey Boss.
Turkey Boss.
Turkey Boss. That's why we were here, right? We're here to save people. He's like, oh, I don't fucking know. So they all hop in their gunplay and they fly away. I like that they fly up and out of the top of the not volcano.
Yeah.
It's like it's a mountain that has a hole in the top and that energy shoots out of it, but it's not a volcano. It really does remind me of like certain like secret bases, which I think is kind of funny.
It's kind of Super Robot in a way. They have a secret lair inside a volcano and they fly out the top of it.
Now, I did want to bring up an interesting point here. So we see everybody else flying, except for Hiruto, in a way. So he's using the Raven armor and just hanging on with the Earth 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is he not just flying with the R3?
Maybe it's easier for him to control both units this way or something.
Also, why doesn't he just ride on top like we've seen him do?
Because the kit actually can't do that.
Well, your kit can't. Also, why doesn't he have... I get that there's probably some kind of weird max of control issues, but we've seen him control multiple items before. So why couldn't the Earth 3 armor be in flight mode? Because in this, it's established that they just have a flight mode. There's no core thingy like they have to do for their kits, right? Because you never see that. You never see it coming off of a thing. It just breaks up into all the parts it needs.
Well, I mean,
right?
I don't think we see we see the cockpit and stuff like that on them, but they
you
never
get what I'm
really
saying.
explain what happens to this nonsense.
Yeah, I think that
afterwards.
I think that doesn't necessarily exist. I think that is just there for kit sake, like the Zeta Gundam when it's in Wave Rider mode.
Well, except if you go back to the Uraven army, you can actually see at least the core 2 version of this thing.
But I think in universe, I think it's part of the armor. Like it's like just connective pieces. It's not a whole separate item. But my point is, why wouldn't he just have both armors in flight mode and then fly in his nice transformable core mode? So you could have 3 things piloting, which also gives you a whole lot more transportation ability when you got to go help all the people that they're flying to. My point is he's being inefficient.
Yeah.
He's kind of being inefficient because he has multiple ways to fly, and he's doing the one that just makes him hang on for dear life. I mean, if nothing else, he could ride on Valkylander if he needed to. You know, he
at
could
the very
ride.
least, it would look a lot more dignified than what he's doing right now. Because
also,
just hanging from this thing looks really silly.
I guess it gives him some ability to shoot, but as far as we know, the Earth 3 can fly.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of its thing. It has wings. It's designed for high-speed maneuvering, and it can fly around and go pew-pew.
Yeah. The Earth 3 flies on its own, then the Raven armor can't be moved. That doesn't make sense either, because he clearly flies it independently later without touching it. It's like we've seen that he can pilot his other armors, or at least remote control them that way. But I guess in theory, he's just hanging on with the Earth 3 and he's piloting the Raven in a way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Pilot. So we know he can only pilot one or the other, but he can and can't because it can be controlled remotely. It's a weird situation. My point is just like they could have done this a little bit differently, but I guess they want to keep the only 4 of them symbolism, symbology. Also, where's the Rex Buster? Was that just a one-off? Like he's just not bothering to use that ever again?
He accidentally left it behind in his home country and can't go back and get it. And his brother's obviously disappeared off the face of the earth. So,
well, that part's
who's he going to get to, space UPS it to
him? His giant corporation that he probably runs. Like he could literally have it there in like 15 minutes from the other side of the world if he wanted, in his supersonic fucking jets. But that's like, hey, remember those upgrades we had back at the end of the last season? Yeah, we're just not going to do those anymore. Except for
new upgrades coming up. Just be patient.
Yeah, but we've already seen that he uses the Rex Buster with the new armor. That's in the intro. So why does he? And once again, that's a whole separate dragon that could also be used to fly more people. And extra weapons for blowing shit up. I'm just saying, they didn't go into this with the idea to really bring their A games, did they? When traveling, you can only use one. Who says that? Core Gundam is just working on its biceps.
It's arm day.
Pull-ups. Earth 3 is actually holding your Raven armor up. Yeah, that's what it is. He's flying. He's flying. He's just holding the Raven.
It's like your display for your 3.0 grandpas.
Yeah. Just like, why not? It's just you need to find a way to just like have armor stacked So you could just have both like attached to each other and just have like super shredder armor that can just transport all at once.
I'm still not unconvinced that I still think they are going to do some sort of silly thing where they combine all the armors somehow to make Solar System Zero or something.
I don't know about all that. But I was thinking that, like, you think he would have engineered since he has a flying core Gundam now, why couldn't that be at the core of the armor in flight mode?
Yeah. Why didn't he have the armor combined to it for a flight mode or something? Yeah.
Yeah, that would be really damn cool. Like, somebody make that happen. And then shows that.
I'd like that too, just because I'm getting really tired of having all these things sitting around my house. Because I'm never going to display them in flyer mode.
Exactly. Okay, so let's move on from this point. I just really wanted to make that argument that, like, why is he doing this? Like, you could literally do it. It's like we just see them like, hey, we got their gunpla back, but we're not asking for much because they clearly didn't bring their A games with them. Because, frankly, all we need is a sniper rifle to get through this episode. And a shield. We need a shield. But at one point, coming up, you see Hiruto looking out the cockpit as they're talking about what they need to do. Then they had a flashback to them discussing the plans. No, that's later on. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of my notes.
Yeah.
But he looks out at the gun, and you could tell it's clearly bothering him. Ooh, something has happened in the past.
Yeah.
So they're still a little unsure about the plan, but they know it'll work at least as a temporary fix because they know that if they get people to the temples, at least for a little while, they'll be protected, at least according to Giant Black Turkey Man.
Yeah. And I think at this point they're not even 100% certain how they're going to be protected, other than they know that the One Eyes never have never attacked the places, and Kurodoran says, yeah, for right now they're not going to do any temples, but give them time.
Yeah, it's basically like, it's like we could do it, but we're probably gonna want to blow his ass up before he figures out how to turn off the protections. I would assume that it is hopefully a little bit harder to turn that off. We'll find out.
Yeah.
But then we fly to the refugee area, and we see the idiots piling people in vehicles. Did that not come across all the way? On my side, it didn't.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I hit next.
You broke it.
Oh, I know what I did. Hold on. Okay, so when I painted it over here, it was fine. When I painted it over there, it was only partial. So either way, you get the point. They're loading up a lot of people in the back of this impossibly big dump truck. But we do see in the episode they have multiple vehicles. So they had several vehicles, transportation, trucks, regular cars that we can move stuff around with, including however the hell what's his face Muron got over there in his four-door
up on top of the cliff.
Yeah, he flew like Wile E. Coyote on a rocket that he built himself from Acme.
By the way, I'd like to point out we got like a couple of people here that look like maybe they're based off of bears.
Yeah, they're gummy bears. Like, clearly they're
oh my
based
god,
off,
they are.
They're totally based off the gummy bears.
I don't know how I didn't notice that before.
Wait, I was going to say, does he have a gummy berry juice packet on his belt? Because that would be really funny. Yeah, so we got at least 2 bear people there. And a mouse person.
It looks like he maybe has a long, fluffy tail.
Well,
but...
look at the person behind the bear guy. No pun intended. The bear man.
He's almost is a bear guy.
Yeah, it's like a mouse woman. So are we getting Disney Afternoon references here? Is that Gadget?
Gadget.
Yeah. Constructicons on Eldora confirmed. No. He's talking about combining all the armors. Yeah, sorry. I was really rushing through my notes. I had like 2 hours to barely get the notes cobbled together, and basically I was just copying his homework and then inserting pictures as I found them. But yeah, you brought up the bear people. I'm like, what? So they catch up to Muron, They fly over, and it's like, "Yay, the divers are here! We can ride away on their Gunpla like the plan, except for cramming everybody into this car." And then he's like, "Well, looks like you got a lot of people." Well, it's only a few. It's okay. And they're like, so in the 3 days' time, they managed to transport like 1,000 people slowly, apparently, to the Southern Air Temple. But yeah, having the Gunpla there would definitely speed things up, but unfortunately, they don't really get to do that. But they're having issues with some people who don't want to go there because they're like, that's sacred ground. We're not meant to go there. So like somewhere in their own lore, they were told that they're not allowed to be there, which is weird given the reality of the situation that Alice wants them dead because they're not the original inhabitants of the world and they're seen as a virus. So it's funny that within their own lore, at least some of their lore, that most people aren't supposed to go to the temple. It's like religious. It's sacred ground. We don't go there. And then the resistance is like, I'm gonna go there. They're like, I'm gonna do it.
I mean, one of the two idiots, as you call it, goes like, you know what? If this is a matter of life and death, I'm just gonna start dragging people if I have to.
Yeah, the funny thing is, you put Bulldog Man here, but then you actually put his name later.
That's because they said his name, so I was able to copy it, or not copy and paste, but type it out.
And you didn't retroactively put it back.
No, why would I do that?
Because you got to be better. You got to be better than Cinema Sins.
I also misspelled Maya's name a couple of times before they actually said her name, and I could type it out again.
That's because you forget that there's an I in it.
Exactly.
And you say Maya instead of Maya.
Maya. See?
Let's see. This is episode what?
18.
Okay, so we've had 18 episodes of saying her name, and you still don't say it right.
I did double check Jeb before I typed it out.
I was waiting. I was like, what? Floating cars is ancient.
I did like it. It's like, okay. It's like Jeb, Gumpla. Okay, there we go. Yeah, okay.
Indeed. The animal inconsistency is bothering me. It's not really inconsistency because, as we've basically determined, the animal species actually just evolved sentience in a bipedal humanoid form. So the fact that they are basically all mammals on this planet have turned into the next form of sentient life, which is why we see no other fucking animals, except for a bird.
A single bird.
A single bird. It must be a sacred beast because there's only the one, right?
And we don't. It's like, and as far as we can tell, their food is all vegetables.
Oh no, it's shapeless blob number 5. Remember, Grey Goo 3, green shape 4. There's also a gout. Who's a gout? He misspelled goat. One bird to rule them all, kind of. The bird god. The bird god. There was a goat on the farm village. I didn't see a goat. Did you see a goat?
I don't remember seeing a goat.
There's no goat. Goatgate confirmed.
I think he's trying to get our goat.
Hashtag where's the goat?
The goat is made out of Jabro dirt.
Everything on this planet is Jabro dirt. This planet is Jabro. This whole damn court is out of Jabro. Anyways. Oh yeah, so then Maya comes up to greet them, and she's got 2 squirrel girls with her. So yeah, Marvel Planet confirmed. I did not get a screenshot of that, but I looked at it for a while. I'm like, there really are 2 squirrel girls. Like, this is weird.
Like big and fluffy going up behind their head and everything.
I think they even have buck teeth because you actually see them from the front. They have little like short haircuts, but
yeah,
it is what it is. It's kind of crazy. Hold on, I gotta do a thing right quick. Oh my god, I did it on multiple screens. I had screwed up my copy paste several times.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh well. I mean, the main image is there, so it is what it is. That's what. Oh god, it's like double layered on the next one. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad, guys. So that's what happens when I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. Oh, actually, that's not double layered. That's just how the screen looks. Anyways, so they see Stola as well, because I guess half the people didn't realize Stola was still alive because they didn't see him last time. So Freddy runs down the hill to go, "Hey, Stola!"
It's like, you're alive. That's amazing. And so it's like, great. I need your help. We're going this way now.
Yeah, I thought he was going to tackle him. I think that's what he was going to do. And Stola's like, "Nope, hold on. I need you to come with me because I'm the new Jeb."
Pretty much, right?
I'm Jeb too. Call me Jeb.
We have Jeb too.
I'm Gray Jeb. Was it an anthropomorphic goat? No, apparently I guess it was a regular goat. Some of the buildings are made out of Amuro clay. No, there's no Amuro. It's Jaburo. Ben R. If you weren't here for the Gundam The Origin reviews, go watch those throughout the week so you understand the dirt reference and the Jaburo dirt. Anyways, no, a normal goat. Somebody else go watch. Which village was it? So we have to go. Which episode? Find the episode, screenshot it, send it to us, because we're too lazy to look it up. So yeah, it's very, very, very mature. So basically, they're trying to convince some other people that they need to go. And they're like, it's those religious people or the people who are just like, no, we can't go. It's sacred ground. Blah 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 blah. And Freddy's like, hey, it's cool. We got to build divers. They're good. Or something like that. It's one of those things I didn't pay that much attention to, just to be honest. Yeah, you really screwed up because it says May says. You didn't even say Maya, you got May. So
no, because I'm talking about the scene.
Oh, where, May does say it. Okay.
Yeah, they're standing up on top of the cliff talking to Miran. It's like, yeah, we must protect them. And then almost right after she says that, they get the little screens come up saying battle information, warning.
That. So, well, you sort of see this thing. So screen comes up. I love the fact that they can get their pop-ups wherever they are. So there's little screen pop-ups are everywhere. But a little early warning system goes off here in this canyon that's nearby. I love that you see all the, like, I don't know if these are supposed to be the houses or if they're like the round circle thingies. I don't know if they're the houses or if those are little plateaus. I think it's the houses because the battle seems to take place through their little refugee town. Or village. So warning sign goes off, which is neat. Stola Jed 2.0, but need more patch. Okay. Sure. Also bad screenshot. Sorry. And they break through another round of one eyes, the regular ones, actually. Oddly enough, they're not the upgraded ones. They break through, well, they're probably the upgraded, slightly harder to kill versions of the ones we already know. They break through a big, cool, like, spiky wooden wall. Just like, what the hell was that supposed to keep out? It's like, probably it's almost like a dam.
Slow them down.
It actually looks like a dam a little bit, but this isn't a river. And then we actually see some cool new electro traps go off that someone set. Once again, bad screenshot. Sorry. Now, what I found interesting about these is that they were very different than what we've seen before. They were like encased in a red thing, and they were like these yellow kind of capsules that stuck up out of it. It was like, who planted these? Like, we haven't seen anything like this before. Like the ones that
Hiroto is that it's Hiroto because we know he sets traps and stuff, but like I don't know what they're from. They look like the giant shoulders on like the Nightingale. Yeah, but the Nightingale doesn't have anything like that as far as I know.
The wall was supposed to keep the animals out. But yeah, it didn't make sense. Like the weapons, I meant to get a shot of those, but I didn't. But yeah, they look like the arms of Sazabi. A little bit like yeah. So it's just like, okay, we just got these new cool lightning traps, and they're different from like the nets that he kind of put up before. These just send out giant electrical bursts out of the ground, which is pretty cool because it really does stop at least those three. But then everybody else is like, whoop, never mind.
They go around, like one or two of them go around.
Like most of them go around. It's like four of them. It's kind of crazy.
Oh yeah.
And then this is where we get to see that Hiroto has some new toys. Oh, that's the wrong screenshot. Damn it. Hold on. What happened here? I think I forgot to post a picture. Yeah, no, they're out of order. My bad. Hold on. Or is that when May shoots the thing? I think I see what I did. Either way, in the notes, May shoots the thing later, but
Yeah, as they're coming around, May takes out some of them as they're basically
where did the
going through
note
like the
go?
bottleneck area.
Yeah, so she does shoot at least that one. So that's the right picture, but then the one that I was after wasn't there. So this is the one where we actually get to see Hiroto's new gear. So he has his new what were they called? Scout bits? Or
Is it
more or
scout bits
less?
or camera bits or something like that?
Yeah, so they're pretty cool. So the things that are on the Uraven, the little white thingies that we thought were weapons, they're just floating camera bits, which is neat. And you get to see him oops, scrolling without meaning to scroll. So you get to see him I'm not using my mouse anymore. So you get to see his actual targeting screen, which is pretty nice. So he's got the status in the corners of all three of them, and you get to see the range of all three of them. It's pretty neat. And I like the one on the right there. You can see it says defeat, 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 which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the ones they just blew up or maybe shocked to death. I don't remember exactly which one's happening. Oh, Ben R's got to take out the trash. Let's wait a minute. He said he'll be right back. Let's wait.
Okay.
It's okay. We'll wait, Ben. Oh, Jason had an answer for us. Look.
From the Valvaro Gundam 083 mobile armor?
Yep. I guess that's what the electro traps are.
Oh, that was that big okay, yeah.
Sensor bits. Oh, they're sensor bits. Ugh. They're funnels. So yeah. So I had a monster mule before this, so I could get some energy. I was telling you I was really tired and brain wasn't working. So I'm gonna have a heck of a time. Oh, good now. It kicked. I'm moving. Is that a good thing? So yeah, that in the episode got me really hyped. So obviously, guys, we're waiting on Ben to come back from taking out the trash. Hopefully, it's not a long walk. I mean, he was polite enough to tell us that he was going to do the trash, so we'd be polite enough to wait for him for the rest of the review. But when he comes back, we need to pretend like we were talking about something really serious, right?
Just skip to the end of the pictures.
Go back and start talking about a different episode. Really confuse him. Like, what?
And so that is why Riku should not have gone up against Team Atlas.
Well, he won in the end, so what does it matter? Did you say Team Atlas?
I say Team Atlas. I meant to say Team Avalon, but Atlas came out instead.
Team Avalanche.
Team Avalanche.
They fall down a lot. Can't believe I screwed up these screenshots so bad, and I wish I could fix them right now. There's no time. Well, you know what's funny is most of the ones, because I was copy paste into the notes, but only a couple times did I import them from the photos I made. So those aren't screwed up. That's why I'm like, why does this look like this? So guys, just pretend that I didn't screw this up. It was a very long weekend. Saturday was a very rough day. I didn't even talk about it. But yeah, everybody else is blowing up some stuff, and you know, things happen. Pickle juice prods my brain into operation like Trans Am for my gray matter.
That sounds gross.
Well, I mean, I think there's something to that, given the like vinegar, the acids, and stuff like that. Jerry Leal, who finished their MS-100 builds? Not him.
I'm close. I'm
Have you
painting something right
pay?
now to finish it up, basically, and then I have to take a bunch of pictures.
You haven't paid, right?
I should have paid.
I don't remember. I have to look. I don't know that you did. I think you told me you were going to. I don't remember if you did.
Because I remember I paid for
you might have done.
Like
I don't remember.
I entered as intermediate, I think, but I paid for advance because I had a feeling I was going to basically faceplant myself into that.
Card 995 probably can go rewatch the episode before he gets back. I just
We
been
might want
doing
to go
stuff with
ahead
my.
and keep going.
I've just been doing stuff with my core Gundams. That's great, Gold Cat. Just doing stuff. Just doing stuff with all the core Gundams. I still have to build my core Gundam. It's over there. I got a bunch of stuff to build this week because, well, I have nothing else to review. Well, I do. I'm just lazy. I've got new Transformers. And then FedEx decided to not bring them my box today. They said that they couldn't deliver it. And I was like, I'm sorry, why couldn't you deliver it? Like, pretending I wasn't home. Like, I was home. People were here. You definitely didn't even knock at the door. Nor do you need to knock to leave my shit.
Yeah. I've had that happen to me a couple of times. There was one time where there was a specific thing that says like we arrived and nobody answered the door, so we left. And I'm like, we had just gotten the Ring doorbell thing. It's like, wait a minute, let's go to the video.
Let's go to the video. All right. Meanwhile,
and we checked on and we looked. And it's like there was nobody around the time frame they said, and we even checked, a good hour or two afterwards, and there was nothing.
By the way, there's no meanwhiles in this episode.
There's no meanwhiles?
Yeah, because there's no cutaway to some other place. Everything's kind of happening in one spot. There's only like one minor thing, but then like the action is immediately there. So there's not really a meanwhile in this episode.
Yeah.
We can't say, meanwhile, back at Gordon's place.
That was getting a little annoying last episode where it's like, we're showing really cool, interesting stuff. Now let's cut to the other plot. But I want to see what happens there.
Other plot! Either way, so guys, basically we finally get to see the Raven armor, like in all its cut off screen glory. Look, it's got a sniper gun and stuff. It looks like the one we had before. Look at it. It's pretty. It's sitting on a rock and shit. So basically, he's set up. He's got a targeting system with his sensor pods. I'm not even going to call them bits. I'm not even going to little cameras, floaty bits. Now, I get that he needs them stationary, so the sensors are constantly doing the thing, but they're literally out in the open, completely visible. Like maybe some cloaking devices on those things.
I think the idea is that since they're so small and kind of got a thin profile, that maybe that is the stealth for them. They're just hard to notice.
Yeah, that hard to notice as somebody that far away shoots them down. Spoilers, shit. Spoilers for the future. But this is where we get our flashback to them planning on the thing. It's like, hey, you guys are going to do the thing. Hiruto's going to set up over here. We're going to use his sensors. We're seeing it happen. We didn't need the flashback to how it got there.
Yeah, this flashback it's weird that it's here and not earlier in the episode. And they're like, when I was writing stuff down in my notes, I realized when I'm describing the flashback, I'm exactly describing the scene that just happened.
Yeah, we're literally seeing what's being discussed in the flashback happening.
So,
it's like, hey guys, remember when we decided to do this and now we're doing it? It's almost like if somebody on screen was like, guys, you remember when we discussed this and then we did a flashback? It's like, it's all going according to plan. Remember the plan, guys? Is he back yet? Ben, if you're back, we need to know. We've been waiting for you. Anyways, so then we see Hiruto's screen again, I think. We're supposed to. Yeah, we do. But then it fades into Alice's screen, which is neat. And you bring this up, which is it literally overlays directly with Hiruto's screen, which is pretty cool. And I went ahead and translated the thing. Dude, you were so excited to see new stuff to translate.
Well, I was excited because I knew you would be excited. Really, because you were saying like, I really want more stuff to translate. So I was like, hey, look, new stuff to translate.
Oh, I forgot to mention, guys, way back in the intro. So we see the thing being repaired, and then it goes to Alice's screen. It's the exact same screen that we got from right after he fired it, and it was like the damage meter and all that stuff like that. So if you guys saw that screen and go, "Ooh, Shoki, you need to translate this," I did. It's the exact same screen. The only difference is that the reparo meter is cranking, so the numbers are moving. That's the only difference. So there was nothing new to translate there. But if you guys wanted to know what defeat looks like in the Eldoran language, it looks like that. Which is funny because that's exactly what it says on Hiruto's screen. It does say defeat.
Yeah.
Which is really funny. Posted it in the Discord, but I don't look at the Discord. And I like how Jerry tells me what he just told me. Fine, I'll go look at the fucking Discord. Hold on. I gotta go find the fucking Discord picture of a goat. Fucking
Grumble, grumble, grumble.
Where is it? Where did you post it? Oh, maybe it's in the series discussion. I don't know. There it is. Gundam spoiler discussion. The goat is a spoiler. Where's the fucking goat? Where is this fucking goat you people keep telling me about? Is that a goat? It's kind of big for a goat. It's pulling a cart. I guess it's a goat-like object, but it's really big. It's pulling a cart. And that's from episode 2. Okay. So that's the only other animal. We have a bird and a donkey with horns. Maybe it's a ram? I don't know. Alien goat. It's not alien. So capricious. I don't have any Capri Suns around here.
Puppy people.
They're not puppy people. They're new people. You're so racist.
Puppy people.
Is he fucking back yet? It's a mammal that's not a bird. Well, birds aren't mammals anyways. So we actually do see the villagers still getting escorted, and boof, we got a battle happening at the same time. See Freddy and Stola looking for stragglers. They run back into the village, and hey, look, there's an old lady who's, well, kind of refusing to leave the village. This is like a really deep moment.
Yeah, this
like,
feels like something out of like a Japanese World War II movie or something. This is like
Hiroshima situation.
Yeah.
You could say he's back in our hearts. So this lady's literally, her son died protecting her back when the lightning from the sky struck, or from the moon. And she basically like, look, my son died. He died to protect me. You can just leave me here to die too. No. Come on, lady, we gotta go.
Yeah, Stoll's like, no, that's not happening. Get up, we're moving.
Yeah. I like how you wrote that. Stola puts a stop to that. Or as you put it, Stole put a stop to that. He said, being the leader that Jed knew he could be. Is that true? Is he?
He's getting there at least.
Is he? Sorry, I'm reminded of that little video I sent you the other day.
I was just thinking, it's like, you don't have the mask.
Isn't it? The what? The bag?
Mask.
I thought you said bag. I do actually want to create a character for that, like an actual animated, like drawn character. Because I think it would be funny. Like, you guys don't know what I'm talking about, and that's fine. This is just between me and him. So I want to almost like take some JoJo reference to some degree, like have like long, lanky, and then look the way it does, but then like be holding a box out like this. Like,
would that be your stand?
No, that's just the person. So like like fingertippy, like holding the box, but like it's floating, like it's not even touching it. And then like almost like a summoning situation. But like I kind of see it like doing that like long toss, like to deliver said box, but like way over there. And then like having him like take the dyad and go and like scanning it almost like Digimon, like scanning it that way and like chucking. It's like I could really see, like, maybe I should talk to Ryan Liu, see if he could actually draw it up and actually like make an animation. I think it'd be hilarious. But I'm thinking like thick black outline, stuff like that. Not my dimensions, because that just doesn't work out very well. But I think it'd be funny. Beastmen from Gurren Lagann. Yeah, that's kind of true. But either way, I think that'd be actually really funny. But I'm thinking with like a Deadpool type attitude.
Mm.
Yeah, so he's not quite stable. Anti-Spiral is purple, so is Alice. We're not going there. Anyways, where are we in the fucking notes?
We cut back to the fight.
Oh yeah, Cosmi's doing a thing. Cosmi's actually trying.
And he's actually doing stuff. He's taking out One Eyes.
Yeah, he actually tries to fight it. They are stronger, so he is still having issues with it, but he actually does use his lance doohickey to shoot one down and make it die. We don't see any actual like One Eyes yet. Yeah, we don't see the little true One Eye form in this episode, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, especially since they made a big deal about him the last couple.
Indeed.
I was for something that happens later on, I was half expecting one to pop out, but nope. Not yet, at least.
You know, I forgot a point that I had put in the notes. I keep forgetting you're not seeing my notes this time.
Nope.
I have quite a few people watching. Hi, people who are watching. Cosmi needs a bright slap. Ow. It feels like my ear's trying to pop. What the hell? Anyways, so back when Alice and Hiruto's screen fade into each other, it's literally like a video game, but you're seeing it from the opposite player's standpoint. So same radar, same events, but you're actually seeing it. So like, even though we know this is reality, a lot of this is unfolding a lot like a game, up to the point that here with Cosmi, he even mentions, is this just the first wave? So like the weaker one, so to speak, except for the one Wyndham that came in that if we forgot to mention, that was nearly killed Par until Hiruto shot it down with his first sniper shot. Like the Wyndhams are actually pretty hefty.
Yeah, they are kind of scary in this.
Yeah. Cosmi needs Captain Xeon Axis slap. Oof. Hold on. Could you imagine if they had Captain Xeon and he used his Axis drop attack on Alice?
I think what'd be interesting is if Captain Xeon showed up, and then that's when Cosmi gets to see that Captain Xeon isn't actually as cool and powerful as he looks on his YouTube videos, because it's all scripted content that's made. Captain Xeon is a character, not an actual player, basically.
No, what would be interesting is if at the end Captain Xeon is a fan of Cosmi for what he's done.
I could see them doing that.
That's more likely where they're going to go. Predictions! You guys know how we like to do predictions in this show. Yeah, we remember when we used to end the episodes with predictions of what might come in the future, and now it's just we mumble on. Okay, so I know we only have so much time, so we got to move. All right. Yeah, I love your silly note here. He tells them that they're coming in from 11 o'clock.
Why is the time of day important?
Because it is. Is that my 11 o'clock or your 11 o'clock? It's 12:30. What are you talking about? And then suddenly,
does this planet even have a 24-hour clock system? We don't know.
In theory. And then, of course, all of a sudden, one of these sensor bits gets shooted down.
Yeah.
And then shortly thereafter, all of them get shooted down. And what I didn't get was the shots of it actually being shot. So I got the end result screen here of all of the sensors being lost. So
that's
like
so cool thing where it's like
it is. Sorry, I was just thinking. I was like, I'm looking around at the screen because if we saw the opposite one for Alice, I still want to know what J and Q are in their language. In their language, because they're two letters. I don't know what they are. And another. Anyway, so we see a high energy sniper beam took them out. Alice joined the battle. Along with another high-powered Wyndham, I guess. Why is it a high-powered Wyndham? Why isn't it just a normal Wyndham?
Because it's one of the Wyndhams with the gunbinder pack on its back.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Just a Wyndham. Either way, yeah. So he came in, and I'm trying to remember if we saw it with the overcharge kind of shot, like the red lightning. I think it was
No,
just the
I don't
normal
think we
purple
did.
shot. He uses that later when here in a little bit when he targets a much smaller object.
Yeah.
Because man, he's a dick. This one really does. This episode really proves how big a dick he can get. So the Wyndham flies in and goes to attack Cosme and actually forces him back against, I think it's one of the homes. But then Alice also shoots him at the same time, like hitting his shield at the same time that the Wyndham is pinning him against the thing. It's like, wow, like this. Yeah, okay, so no red lightning here, so it's a normal shot. Like he's both plowing him into the frickin' home tower partner complex, I guess, and shooting him, and like his shield is just getting wrecked.
Yeah. They make a point of showing how much damage his shield is taking too.
Yeah, exactly. Like you see it kind of bent and slightly melted from this. So while it's a very strong shield, it can only take so much. But I like the coordinated attack by Alice here, both a physical and energy attack at the same time. But hey, we already know the Justice Knight is pretty hefty, and it actually stands up to this.
Yeah, so it takes a licking and keeps on ticking. For all we joke about Cosme kind of being worthless, he built a pretty strong kit here.
And I think he's probably done some work to it since some of the previous battles where he got his ass whooped. Unfortunately, he didn't really give it bigger equipment, but he probably just reinforced the armor a lot. Yeah. I forgot what I was doing. Anyways, my battery's getting low.
Yeah.
So we also see May do this. Nope, that's not there. Damn it. Did I miss a thing? I think I missed a thing. Or is it the next one? Oh, okay. So I forgot.
I love this shot.
First of all, there's that. We get to see the R3 and its ridiculous sniper rifle. But then we also get May shooting through one of the one eyes. I don't know if we know which one it is. I think it's just the one eye. Which is pretty neat. I love that you see the beam come through and then, hi.
He's just perfectly centered in it.
Yeah. So, like, this reminds me of the way back in Build Fighters Try, I believe. Maybe it was original. Either way. So, remember the Bear Guy F when it was first introduced, the one that had the little baby bear on the back?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The one that the sister pilots.
Yeah, so she hops out and then starts using it independently, and then she's got the smoking hand shot where she did basically the same shot there. Like I would probably Photoshop the bear guy behind that and call it like just do a thing because I have that. It's a meme I made a long time ago. Is bear guy fu. Cosme's building skills suck when the base kick can survive re-entry. Oh, cannot. Wait, what are you talking about? He did survive re-entry.
The suit wasn't really made for re-entry, and he
was behind the shield.
Par helped him out. It was either Par. He either hopped on Par's thing or the. He
was behind his shield, if I remember correctly.
Well, he started off behind his shield, and it's like, guys, I can't survive much longer like this. Somebody better help me. And then he either landed on Par or Hirto's the Earth 3 flyer.
I don't remember because he was in. Yeah, he used the Earth 3 to deflect somebody's heat. I don't remember whose because he was falling into his own Gundam condom. He's back. It's a good thing we didn't wait. We would have been here all night.
Yeah.
He's probably been back. He says there's a damn cricket in his room. Either way, so at this point, they're like, hey, y'all need to hide. Alice is back. So Alice actually shoots at Hiruto, wiping out the mountain underneath him.
I'd also just like to say I hate how Alice is holding the sniper rifle.
The one-handed
off to the side like that just looks so dumb.
Yeah, but he's also giving himself a very narrow profile, and he's against a mountain. So, I mean, it's a good idea, but if your mobile suit can do that, why wouldn't you? one hand the giant powerful cannon. Why not? But I like this shot here. So Hiruto says, hey, by the way, I'm not totally out of equipment yet. So he deploys these cool leg thruster, also sensor pods that are on tethers, which is cool. So we're going old school funnel type. So you can actually try to get some kind of sensors. It's limited, but better. And they don't get shot down. So that's always a good thing, right? It took a little long because I went to the restroom, then I ate a cookie. We were waiting on you.
A cookie? Did you bring enough to share?
Just, I don't even know what to do with this guy. God.
Next time, bring enough to share.
Yeah. Screen share. And so they're all trying to hide. They all duck behind whatever they can for protection. So they know the direction it came from, so they can kind of hide, but they don't know where it came from. It's kind of the problem with a sniper. And so basically Hiruto's like, okay, whenever he pops out again, I'll shoot at him. And then May's like, I'll jump out and draw the fire like we did before, and you can calculate. And he's like, no, because basically you could have been killed last time. Though last time she was not in her Wodon pod. So she has a whole extra layer of armor that could protect her. I mean, mind you, it's a pretty powerful gun, depending on how it's being shot. But
his response here feels a little weird because it's like, what other option do you have right now?
Yeah. So they all stay hidden, and they're all just kind of like, okay, we got to wait. We got to wait.
I will say this: the tension in this scene is very, very good. They build this up.
Yeah, it's kind of the problem. It's almost like what is that movie? It's kind of like Full Metal Jacket when you know there's another sniper and they're trying to avoid it after the first guy's been killed. Or in Enemy at the Gates, which this is a very Enemy at the Gates episode because it's a sniper versus a sniper and they have to out-snipe each other basically. And actually it's kind of a similar situation. I wait to see where you shoot so I can take out your gun. Because supposedly what's his face shot and killed another sniper through his own scope back in the day.
Wow.
Yeah, Vasily Zaitsev. Have you ever seen Enemy at the Gates?
Nope.
Oh, you should. It's a great movie. It's some cool sniper tech. Like Hiruto would definitely approve. Like, just for instance, because this is World War II. So he's like one of two people left in his squad. He was put out as a normal soldier, even though he's been trained as a sniper all his life, hunting and doing things, long shots. Mm-hmm. And so like he gets one of the better rifles, from a dead guy, but he's hiding inside a fountain in a pile of dead people. And so there's like some commanders and stuff like that. The enemy's mostly gone because they've taken over the city. They don't know these two guys are still alive. The one dude too scared to shoot. So he takes a gun and he's shooting through a hole in the fountain that's like that. He can see the guys. The commander's taking a old school shower out of a bucket, and then he's got like 3 guards. They're still being bombed nearby. So when he hears a plane coming, he cocks the gun. And then as soon as the bomb hits, he snipes somebody. So he uses the bomb explosion to cover his own sniping shots.
Oh,
so
wow.
He kills the first guard. Or I'm sorry, I think he kills the guy showering. And then his guard notices and he shoots that guard when the next bomb drops. And then the other 2 are standing out, don't even notice. And then boom, and then he shoots the next one. And then the next one, the guy knows where they are and he's running towards them. And he gets the gun reloaded in time to shoot him too. And then that's when he gets reassigned to the sniper corps. Great movie. Very similar to this. Kind of. Enemy at the Gates is cooler than the sniping segment in Saving Private Ryan. Well, that's true, because the whole movie's about sniping versus that part. We were watching Saving Private Ryan earlier, so that's why I'm thinking about these war movies. To be fair, May's Wodon pod got destroyed by Seltsam's cannon in one shot. Yeah, but that's the Seltsam. Which is still absent, by the way. We're like
Especially
3 episodes.
After that weird scene where it looked like it was decapitating a bunch of one-eyes.
It definitely did. And then all the oil sprayed out of them. That was really crazy. Either way, so to break the tension here as they're communicating to each other, all of a sudden Hiruto gets a random airdrop.
Yeah.
It's really what it is. It's an airdrop. It's like, I forgot what did Alice say?
This is you.
This is you.
Which I know how he says it, but when you see it typed up there, my initial thought is like, this is you. This is how you talk. Look at me. I'm the pride of the earth.
What I'm worried about is how I'm worried about how the dub is gonna make Alice sound. Because like I'm worried that they're gonna give him inflection and give him
he should
attitude,
really say
robotic.
Because even you can tell throughout this episode, he gets really, really pissed off, but he does not let it show in his voice except in very minute ways.
When he gets slightly frustrated. But yeah, basically he pulls up the image we saw him looking at earlier. It's like, hey, this is you.
And he's like, when Hiruto sees this picture, this messes with him.
My mouse is doing that thing again. That's weird. I just put batteries in that and it's still acting up on me.
You need to get a new mouse.
Well, it's a perfectly good mouse. I think it's my table.
You need to get a new table?
No, I think it's the amount of stuff that's here. Like, because obviously I built here, so it's not a clean surface. Anyway, so that was a perfectly timed commercial break right there.
Yeah, commercial break.
You do all the talking from now on because you get all the cool shit. He's having a moment. Alice is Gilbert Godfrey. You're different from the people who were here before.
Experience, practice, refinement. I will not do all of Alice's lines as Gilbert Godfrey because that'd probably destroy my vocal cords.
Hold on, let me see here. A vast sea of data. I traced it. I made my way there. Then I saw it. That was terrible, but as good as I could get. My throat already hurts.
Yeah, that's why I said I wasn't going to do that.
Here, I'll cue up the picture to get you started on the next section.
Anyway, so we come back. The field is riddled with towers of smoke from all the shots and explosions. And the music in this scene feels very like discordant, kind of twisted or something like that.
I think it's literally discordant.
Yeah, like it's very unsettling. Well, not necessarily pleasant. It might a little bit like some music that you hear for like some of the Silent Hill music and stuff.
Well, what I compared it to was the Joker's theme from The Dark Knight, which is like I think it's actually it's a razor blade being drug across a cello or a violin. So it's like,
oh really?
So it just sounds weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's what it really reminds me of. Go watch just that opening scene with the Joker and stuff like that. And then anytime he comes back at the bank in the opening, that's his theme playing, and then it crops up again virtually any other time he comes in or his ideals come in.
I'll have to check that out. Yeah,
Randy Savage and Alice. Oh God. Hold on. Randy Savage.
A vast sea of data. I traced made my way there. Then I saw it.
A vast sea of data. Oh yeah. Kool-Aid Man and that one. Oh God, my cream of the crop rises to the top. Oh dear God. I want to go to the moon base and unplug Alice's computer.
Just go there, pull the plug.
Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on again? Oh my God. I'm going to cut in the IT crowd to whenever Alice breaks. Or as as Cordorn telling the story. Just cut in the IT crowd.
I'm just picturing like somebody, they do get back up there, they unplug them, plug them back in, and now he's back up to normal standards. Like, oh, that's much better. Thank you. Oh,
No,
goodness,
no.
am I killing everybody? I'm not supposed to do that.
No. They have to put in the Windows 95 backup disk to restart and reset his operating code. Where the hell is the CD-ROM? Looking for a slot on the wall.
Anyway, so we have Alice talking to Hiruto, really messing with him. He's like, a vast sea of data. I traced it, made my way there, then I saw it. And he shows more pictures of Hiruto's core Gundam in the planet system.
Yeah, the weird thing is that all of this is except for the Jupitive, this was all outside. Like even the Mars 4, that wasn't from here. So he found a lot of this.
We've known he's had at least some of these armors around because like he pulled out the Tupperware container that had Mars written on it before. The only thing with the B2 was that he didn't have the weapons in it, the big weapons initially, because he won those later on and then added them.
Actually, is that what he's flying on? Yeah, that looks like the V2 and the Earth 3.
That looks like the V2 maybe with the Earth 3. Like
yeah,
he's
the armor.
From the
he's
Earth
flying
3.
under it, yeah. Once again. We didn't have flight mode back then. But still capable of flying. Like, you think he would have come up with a way just to combine the two, make life easy.
Yeah. And Alice continues, experience, practice, refinement.
Experience? No,
yeah.
Just kidding. I can't
and
do the
then
Gilbert
it
Godfrey
was
again.
supplemented into a higher order of being.
I'm trying to
and then he kind of gets cut off, and everyone, apparently this is on like an open channel because everybody's hearing this is kind of like, what the hell's going on? And Hiruto is just really messed up by this.
Well, here's the thing. Everybody's hearing it, but he's the only one seeing it.
Oh, you think he's the only one that's getting the pictures?
Yeah, it is, because you can see the other people's cockpit and they're not seeing the screens. Those are only... So their comms channel is open, so anything happening in his cockpit they would hear. So it's coming across as another thing.
Yeah, but he's even like saying it's like stop it, and his hands are shaking. I think you can like hear the sound of the controller clicking as he is shaking, holding onto it.
Yeah.
And then he goes, but I can't understand, and that's when he shows the battle at Team Avalon's castle.
Yep. So whenever he had the 00 Sky in his sights and then didn't do it.
Yeah, it's like a huge battle, a chance to turn the tables. It's incomprehensible. This is the ideal form based on you, and it shall never fail, your perfect self.
He is referring to his Alice Gundam.
Yeah. And so we're seeing basically when he's about ready to shoot at the 00 Sky, but doesn't.
I said that.
Yeah. And Kazumi is getting frustrated, kind of looks over at his shield, and he's either like, oh, it's like, okay, maybe I can make a run for it and grab it, or maybe if I run out, I'm going to end up like my shield.
Yeah,
or maybe he's thinking both of those at the same time.
Yeah, it's literally like, okay, if I can get to my shield, I can have a shield.
Or it's like, if I could get to my shield, I'm probably going to look exactly like my shield right now. I mean, that's not a good thing.
I could see if it was like a huge rocket launcher that was laying over there. It's a shield that's already mostly busted, and you're behind a giant pile of rocks that's protecting you. You would have to risk your life to go get your shield that's busted. I mean, if it served like a big purpose, other than just doing what it do, I could see his need to go get it. But
yeah, because the only thing that could potentially do is in the model kit, it's part of like the little flight mode for his backpack or something.
Yeah, so he could copy Hiruto. Yeah, so he could copy Hiruto and fly around in a useless flight mode.
Yeah,
Windows makes it tough to see and easy to sneak up on Hiruto soon. Oh yeah, that would have been a really good idea. You have all these pop-ups on the screen. He literally can't see what's in front of him. That would have been a really good time. It's like, oh, by the way.
By the way. You don't
Literally,
have
it's a
ad
pop-up.
blockers.
It's a pop-up screen. He didn't have
It's like-
ad blocker.
You don't have pop-up.
Oh my
blockers
god,
installed.
that screen. Okay, guys, I'm gonna share that screenshot and somebody meme it with when you forget to turn ad blocker on. Or is it that moment from Ready Player One? We can literally sell advertisement 80% of the viewable screen. You know? Alice was basically like, why didn't you take the shot, rookie?
Basically, right?
Yeah. Why can't
we
Cooler,
cut that.
like intervene in this case? Or is he only a physical thing? We know he can monitor everything that's happening, but why can't he stop Alice's intrusiveness?
What's that?
Why can't Cooler like stop Alice from taunting, basically?
Yeah, run some sort of interference.
Yeah, literally. I guess he doesn't care to some degree. Because he could have literally been like, don't. In other anime, he would be like, don't listen to him, kid, and like blocks Alice's thing.
Oh yeah, like you'd pop up
definitely
as some sort of mentor type figure or something.
Yeah. But he's clearly not a mentor figure.
The true value is inside you all along.
Or in another one, it would be his wife who would like grab him by the face and be like, look, don't listen, block him out. This is all.
Well, there's a problem with that. He doesn't have his waifu anymore.
She's in his mind.
Well,
she's in
here.
Something
like spoilers. We get something like that later on.
That's called memories.
We cut to Freddy and Stola also hiding behind rocks, and they're like, the sound's dying down. Maybe the battle's over.
Seems like a good idea. Let's run with this old lady. Run to the truck. Running to the truck.
To be fair, Freddy's like, I don't know, but we can't stay around here. We need to get going.
This is true.
And the old lady's freaking out, but they're like, don't worry, it'll be fine. Bill Diver's over here. We got you. Let's make a run for it. Or a slow saunter, because they're not running. But they got an old lady into them, so you can kind of slack.
It doesn't work out as well if you go, make a saunter for it. Doesn't flow.
Move as quickly as your elderly lady legs take you.
That's a nice Disturbed reference there, Hida.
What?
Hold On to Memories. It's a Disturbed song.
Oh, okay.
Which might be a cover. I don't actually know, but it's a really good song.
Yeah, and as they run out, Hiruto sees them and realizes now that they are targets.
I forget.
And the others see him too, and you get the little anime split screen. It's like everybody's going, oh, crud. And Alice sees it too, and, takes the high-powered mobile suit destroying sniper weapon and aims it at 3 little squishy people.
Yep.
What the hell?
Well, this is also a guy who has a giant fuck everything over there cannon in space.
Yeah, the giant moon laser, and uses it to take out one city.
Yeah.
Just to potentially take out like a handful of people.
So Overkill is literally the name of his game.
It's all he knows right now.
And this one doesn't take 500 hours to reshoot.
Nope.
To reload.
Yeah. Kazumi realizes what's going on, and he just activates his jets and shoots out that way, grabbing his shield along the way.
Yeah, which is cool. And then Par's like, let's go. And then May's like, we'll go too. And then Hiruto's like, hey, don't do that. Except he says it louder and sharper and in such a way that you have to kind of worry about him. Like, hey, don't do that.
And actually, when Hiruto shouts out to them to not move, there's something about his voice that sounds very different from how he usually delivers his lines. It feels very, at least maybe I'm just reading too much into it, but it feels strained and shaky. Like,
well, he's panicked because he's doing something that he said he would never do again.
And the fact that that's coming across in the voice acting, particularly for a language that I don't speak, basically, I think is really cool.
Okay, so Carlos says that Alice is flawed and stupid and a really bad villain. You're going to need to justify that, Carlos.
Citation needed.
He's not badly written. He's written the way he's supposed to be. He doesn't have a personality. He has one gear: kill things that aren't me.
And that's what makes it kind of interesting, because he's not, I mean, yeah, having major motivations and stuff like that can make a villain interesting, but having one that this is how he's programmed,
yeah,
so there isn't really reasoning with them, is also kind of interesting. And he's not evil for evil's sake. He's not twirling his mustache and stuff like that.
No, he's a protector program that broke.
Yeah.
It's a guard dog that forgot how to go, or it's a guard dog whose owners aren't around anymore and it's off its chain.
Yeah.
So it's just protecting the house.
And really, it's hard to say if he's even necessarily broken per se. He went offline, came back up, and saw all of his people are gone, but these, whatever the hell they are, aren't supposed to be here, and that's a problem.
Yeah. Well, no, they said that he broke after that battle or after that war. That's why he deactivated. He was broken. It's kind of the discussion of, I talked to Dion about this earlier, because he's watching. He's not in the chat. Basically, Alice was literally a giant AI created to help wipe out the enemies that were attacking them. But they're meant to be against foreign invaders. So after his usage, something broke in him. Probably the fact that he used a gigantic cannon that explodes after it's done. So that probably has some effect on him being, part of the cannon.
He probably overloaded his systems or something.
He was overloaded and damaged. They turned him off and then they left, never thinking they'd need to use him because we're not here anymore. Who the fuck cares? We just turn off the security system, except for the fact it had a sleep mode, not an off switch. So when he wakes up millions and millions and millions of years later, all he knows is the people he serves are gone, like you said, and this new invasive species is on the planet he's supposed to protect. So all he's doing is trying to protect the planet he knows to protect, and the only people with the off switch aren't around. And he's literally wanting them. He even says it when they first talk to him. He wants to be fixed and turned off so he can not have to do his job. He's not happy about what he's doing, if there's such a thing for him to be happy. He doesn't have a personality. He doesn't have thoughts. He has programming. He's like Data versus Lore. Lore was given personality and all these other things and feelings and stuff like that. Data prior to that was just pure logic.
Well, this also makes me think a little bit of the EMH from Voyager, particularly early on, where
he had an attitude,
and he was never meant to run for long periods of time.
It's not about reason, though. He's not distracted by new people. He was going there to kill them. It's not a distraction. The divers are the distraction.
Which is why he's actually the emotion that a lot of the emotion that we're seeing from him is in reaction to the people of Gunpla showing up, screwing everything up.
Yeah, you gotta remember, Carlos. His goal is to wipe out the puppy people.
I mean, that also explains why, as soon as he sees the puppy people show up on the battlefield, he's like, "Oh, easy targets."
Yeah,
just tick off 3 more in the list.
Yeah, it's like, so basically his goal is to kill these people. The divers are in the way. However, he doesn't really have a reason to attack the divers when they're not with the puppy people, because unless he feels like it, so to speak. He perceives them as a threat, but if they're not technically in his way, there's no reason to kill them. It's not like he can't see them. He can see anything and everything. So when they didn't attack before, he had no reason to attack them. They weren't in the way of the people he was trying to kill. In this case, he's there to wipe out the people he found out were in this area due to a couple episodes ago, and the divers are there to stop him. So what does he need to do? Eliminate the competition and then go about his business killing the puppy people. He's already got the divers pinned down over there. He perceives this as his perfect version of this weapon. They can't beat him. So why not kill the people who are, well, a lot closer to him? You know? So he's not flawed. He's not broken because he's doing what he was programmed to do. What he has is an overinflated sense of ego because he is the big dick in the room.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't say he doesn't have the biggest fucking weapon. So all he needed was an alternate weapon. And he's probably, if he has a version of angry, he's probably pissed that he doesn't have the self-sam to do this anymore. So when his new perfect weapon, based on the best thing he has in front of him, the person who keeps beating him, he's meant to upgrade. The reason he's upgraded all of the one-eye equipment up to this point is because he keeps meeting resistance. So what does he do? He copies the strongest thing he can find, implements it, and then makes it a part of his own. That's what he said before.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not flawed for doing what he's doing. It's like he literally is here to kill them. It's like a Terminator only kills extra people aside from, like in the Terminator movies, he didn't go there to kill anybody and everybody. He went there to kill John Connor. He only killed people who got in his way. Didn't get in his way. He didn't even have to fuck with you. Right? So he has no need to fight the divers if they're not there. But if they're in his way, he's going to fight them until they're not in his way. Then he's going to continue to kill people. That's what he's there to do. So it's not a distraction. He's just the Borg. Yeah. He gave away his position firing at Stola and Freddy. So dumb. Yeah, that was the idea. He was firing at his target.
And I think that's more, he's so confident in his own abilities and his perfect weapon, his perfect sniper, like the title, that it doesn't even cross his mind. And I mentioned this later on,
Yeah,
that mathematics is a thing and somebody can calculate his position based on his firing angle.
well, the funny thing is that, well, he's basing out the fact that, well, he's kind of got omnipresence. You know, he can see everything, or maybe it's omniscience in this case. He can see everything from his, perspective. Plus, he has essentially the same equipment that Hiruto does, but, more powerful. So he doesn't realize the Raven armor is what it is. Even if he detects that he has the sniper rifle, whoop-de-doo, I've got a better one, And what he doesn't take into consideration is human ingenuity, which is not something he's used to, which is the thing that he's encountering, So, I mean, all he's doing is encountering a new problem. It's just like we talked about before. It's Stargate. It's like, it's Stargate. He's a replicators. They learn, they change, they advance, they kick your ass. The bigger stuff you bring at them, the faster they replicate and become more powerful. So Alice got his ass kicked, even with his so-called ultimate weapon. What's he going to do? Upgrade time, which we already know what his next upgrade is.
On shelves now. Bug your parents.
Yeah, he's literally going to go. He's going to type into whatever their Google was. Most powerful Gundam. First thing going to pop up is new Gundam. He's like, copy, paste, modify. Where's my evil core? So, I mean, it's just, he's going to keep upgrading until he gets finally beaten. It's a Sentai villain is really all he is.
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
I mean, you can hate him if you like, but the reason you're saying you hate him is because he's doing what he do. It's like, it doesn't make sense to you, but he's literally doing the thing he's programmed to do. And yeah, he does have a lot of hubris. So why give away his position? Because he doesn't think he can be beat. But he was smart enough to go out there and hide first because he has a long range gun. But it's not like he doesn't know they're there. He just says, fuck it. I mean, he doesn't exactly expect what happens after this because we didn't expect what happens after this. So now we can move on.
So yeah, he's telling him to stay put. He gets his weapon ready, And Par is like, why shouldn't we move? And then he realizes, he and May realize that he's basically using Kazumi and the others as bait, which sounds kind of harsh, but really he's just taking advantage of the fact that these guys just jumped out when he really didn't want anybody out there.
Yeah.
So he's going to use what he's got and wait for him to fire and fire back.
Yeah. So before May did it, May went out there so he could triangulate his position. In this case, he's already got targets in the field, so he just have to wait. And so he basically, elongates his gun. Handle pops out, so it's going into super long range mode. Because sniper rifle can go further. To go further mode. And then
basically
I love
it. Is kind of it's funny. It's a weird scene, but it's kind of, I can tell that it's supposed to be kind of fascinating. Just the way his hand reaches up and he grabs the thing.
Yeah.
There's something really cool about that, I think.
Something Gundam about it.
Pretty much, right? And and so we cut to the evil core Gundam readying his shot. Alice is glowering at screens with Kazumi and the puppy people on him. Hiruto waits, tension builds, Kazumi flies.
Hold on, wait. I have an image. There we go. So from Alice's point of view, we see both. So he's monitoring where, here's the funny part. He's still so concentrated on them, even though he's monitoring Kazumi, he's still planning on shooting at them.
Yeah.
He's calculated that Kazumi won't get there in time. So his weapon is still charging, so to speak, because, it's a pretty powerful gun.
Yeah,
that.
My attack. And
I just got it. Yeah. God damn it.
And so Hiruto still hears those words.
Be a Team 4-star reference.
That's an old one too. That's season 1.
Spirit Bomb, right?
No, that was Piccolo.
Oh, that's Piccolo charging the special.
He's readying the special beam cannon.
I think Goku did it too. For the Spirit Bomb on Namek.
Yes, but I think Piccolo did it first
against Vegeta. I think he does it. Either way, yeah. Charging my attack.
So we hear Alice taunting him in his mind. It shall never fail. This ideal, your perfect self. Hiruto is shaking, trying to get his cool back. And see Hiruto goes like, my perfect self. Yeah. This entire scene is so cool.
Yep.
Kazumi's still rushing forward, basically saying, like, don't shoot, don't do it. Freddy and Sola see him, and they're kind of going, okay, what's going on? And then they realize that things are about to get really, really bad.
They're going to die. So the gun charges up. And if I remember, this was a powerful blast.
You know what? I don't remember.
I'll have to go back and look, but I think this was a red lightning blast.
Actually, I don't think so, because I think he only does the red lightning blast when he has both hands on the weapon.
Yeah, but at no point in this episode does he have 2 hands on the cannon, I don't think.
Yeah, so, but Hiruto goes like, then I'll aim, and that's when, like, the music stops, and we hear, like, just the clicking sound of him pulling the trigger.
Yep.
And the shots go off, and Hiruto's blast hits his in midair and sets off, like, fireworks.
Yeah, he freaking intercepts the beam. Like, I had to watch this like 3 times when I first, because I'm watching it on my phone at work.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, the fuck just happened? Because it's this, and then Kazumi gets in the way.
Yeah, he jumps down and starts blocking basically all the stray blasts that are still.
Well, he's basically he does that, but like he basically replaces this shot. So it's the funny part. It's not a constant beam. Yet this is Alice's beam is constant, but just the one shot from Hiruto's causes this reaction.
Mm-hmm.
But for him to perfectly time, so he's basically aiming where Alice was to intercept the shot at exactly the right second.
That's one hell of a landed shot.
Yeah, and he didn't like do that. He was in front of it, so his shot blocks Alice's shot.
Yeah,
And it's only like 3 frames because it's like dink, dink, dink. Because you don't see it. It's like just pink, pink, and then just explosions start happening. And you're like, what the fuck? It was like so awesome. Like we haven't seen a whole lot of that happen. We've seen some really good sniper stuff, but that's a new one.
And Alice is clearly surprised by this too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's Kazumi trying to basically protect them from getting, shish kebabbed by the stray beams and stuff.
That's a pretty epic shot. And yeah, there's a whole lot of beam that just keep going. Like, so I think he's blocking one and the other with this really crappy shield at this point. So it's pretty awesome.
Which the fact that the shield is still holding up.
Yeah. Intercepting a beam with a beam. It can happen.
But now Hiruto knows exactly where the evil core Gundam's at.
Yep.
And so he go ahead.
I said, and then what happens?
He repositions, aims, and fires. And at first it's kind of like
that's not what happens. That's not what happens. No. He goes full Obari pose. Come on. Like he does the thing. Like he goes full on Obari. And by the way, they perfectly captured the gleam off the rifle because this was moving to get that screenshot. I was like, yes, I caught the glint. I was like, that's awesome. But like it makes it look like he turns around. Did you catch that?
It does, doesn't it? He's not pointing the right direction, is he?
No, he turns around completely. Makes no sense. Now, if he hopped over the rock that he was on, that would make sense. Because he was on the other side. I think that's why it looks like he turned around. I think he actually moves to the other side so we can get a clear shot.
It's rule of cool, whatever it is.
Yeah, just like, what? Okay. But then also, I got that right there, the targeting shot.
Yeah, so he's locked on target, fires, and it looks like he hits low. Like he missed. But no, he's actually pulls it up and takes out the weapon.
He did hit low, but it's also a constant beam. So I think that's the difference in the way it shoots. Also, they do the nice wider shot. I didn't catch it where it's like the beam coming out from the thing. Mm-hmm. But Alice is like, no, not my gun. Also, your audio went weird for a second.
Oh, sorry.
I think it's fine now, but for some reason it went weird. Why can't you do the same thing with a beam saber? Beam saber should be able to act as a gun too. Do we really need to talk about why that won't work? 2 different functions. Beam saber has captured plasma inside a containment field. It's not a continuous energy beam. It's not how it works.
Yeah, so he destroys the evil core Gundam's weapon. We cut back and we see like he get discharged from the sniper rifle, and Hiruto jumps up, calling out for a core change from Uranus to Earth, which is really cool. And look, see, there's the little core flyer thing, sort of.
Sort of. By the way, your audio's funky again. Is your phone battery good?
I'm plugged in. I've been plugged in. I don't know why it would be weird.
I don't know either. It sounds like you're in a can.
It's not a nice thing to say about my home. Anyway.
Things happen. Explosions happen. He flies towards him. He does the core change mode for the first time.
Oh, yeah. And it gives him... Basically, I'm assuming he does this so he has the extra speed boost that I guess being Earth 3 gives them.
No, that's not what it was. It's literally just so they can have an Earth 3 showdown. That's the only reason.
You're not wrong.
It's the only reason he did it. It's an Earth 3 showdown. It's Earth 3 versus Earth 3. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason to have switched, except for the fact he needed a closer range gun. Because I guess.
Let's see. Then that next wave that they were talking about earlier, that finally shows up.
Hold on. A thing was just brought up. Gundam Seed's beam weapons work very much differently from other Gundam series. Just going to bring that up. Their beam weapons are actually really stupid. The way they're designed.
Okay.
Just because they're bringing it up in the comments. They're said the freedom deflects beam shots with its beam sabers. Yeah, those weapons are very stupid. Doesn't matter. You just purge his gun to get a shorter gun. Technically speaking, yes. Except that Alice drops his gun because it's exploding. It's a trend.
Anyway.
We have Wyndhams attacking from the sky.
Yep.
There they are.
Probably.
More Wyndhams appear.
Yeah, and these ones also have the gunbinder backpacks.
We should call them murder hornets.
Murder hornets. They look like murder hornets, don't they? Especially if they were yellow.
Yeah, paint them a little bit yellow. They'd be murder hornets. Actually, the heads.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The guys.
Yeah, and antenna.
Yeah, too bad they're P Bandai.
Yeah, so stupid. So that happens, then people shoot at them.
Yep. Things get
you get
boom, boom.
It's kind of crazy.
Next wave shows up, people, and rushes off amongst weapons fire. Power May join in the battle as well, taking out enemies. We cut back to the ruins as we see the last of the people making their way in. Maya sort of makes a comment about hoping that basically Par and them are okay.
Sorry, this is a good comment. This is a good comment. Hold on.
All right, enough COD. Now we're playing Street Fighter. Oh, I like that.
I mean, it's pretty much.
Though with the way the next battle goes, it's more 3D feeling than Street Fighter, so it's probably more Virtua Fighter or something. I say like
once again,
about fighting games.
Yep. Once again, Hita, different beam sabers function differently. They serve a similar purpose, but not all of them are created equal. Just letting you know that.
Yeah, so
depends on the field that's being used. But also limited energy versus very powerful cannon.
So when Maya's making her comment about Par and Stola, we see a Wyndham sort of get shot down and land, and it looks at her, going like, "Oh, hello there, target.
Hello, tiny people.
So, you're not supposed to be here. Let's fix that."
But this also goes to the fact that its only real job is to kill furry people, because as soon as it sees her, it changes away from attacking the Gundam to attack her. Now, mind you, the thing that shot it down is a little bit further away. So once again, attacking closer target.
Target of opportunity, basically.
Pretty much. Plus, tiny thing versus big metal thing that resists my beams.
Kazumi rushes forward to make sure that it doesn't steal his waifu. Which this scene looks really, really cool. And I really hope you got a screenshot for it.
No, I didn't, just because I hate you.
Aww.
You know I had a screenshot for it. It's in the thumbnail.
This scene looks amazing. It's very like Studio Trigger, late Studio Gainax.
Like, how fast is he going there to actually make himself blurry? Fast. He's using Trans-Am without having it.
It's going cross-hatching speed.
Yeah. He hasn't gone plaid yet.
Stola and Freddy show up with the old lady, and Maya quickly ushers them in as the now downed Wyndham starts reaching out for them and crawling towards them. That scene was actually kind of creepy. The way that thing was just like, I need to get to you.
Literally pulling itself along with its arm. Like, that's desperation. Like, previously, whenever a suit got shot down and disabled, it just popped out and went to attack with its one-eye self. This time, he's like, I got an arm.
I can still fight.
Yeah. I did like this scene.
A flesh wound.
Yeah, it's merely a flesh wound. But I like this part because, like, the scene where Maya is standing there and then he's, like, attacking it and the wind and stuff, like, it's really nicely animated. But there's a shot that I got for this. Actually, I don't. Hold on. Let me see if I can bring it up. Where is it? I'm gonna have to. Everybody, look away for a second. Hold on. Actually, I can do it. Give me a second. I can do it on the screen. I will pull it up, but I have to turn off screen share to get there. Hold on. So I'm not getting too far ahead of myself. It's part of the thumbnail, so it's a different title. Come on. Get there, stupid. Seriously, there's a lot of pictures.
Yeah, we had 50 plus pictures, almost 60 or something, I want to say.
54 with the thumbnail pictures. So
Okay.
this, hold on. I'm bringing it up. Give me a second. This image here is so well done.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's a perfect shot. The background is blurry. The tree closer to her is sharper in focus. And just her animation level is looking up at her man.
Not to mention the lighting for this. Because you get this feeling that it's a warm light that is washing over her. So not only are her shadows a little bit of a warmer tone to it, but the light on her also has a slightly warmer orangish tone to it.
That's fucked up, Carlos. Saying that they should just bait Alice with all the puppy people. Just draw him out so they can kill him. It's like, that's not going to work because they still have to go to the moon to kill him.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't matter if they bring puppy people with them. They need to protect them. We can't just keep using everybody as a target.
Besides, we kind of saw what happens when something like that happens.
Yeah.
You destroy an entire freaking city.
And thousands of people.
Yeah.
Essentially. We don't actually know how many people were there, but okay. So we get to the point that the thing is crawling at the gate as they go inside.
As its hand is reaching out to the threshold, we see like an actual barrier seem to come up. So I don't know if this is like if it's actually there, or this is more like an interpretation for the computer system or something.
No, I think it's there. I think it's an energy barrier for sure.
And do you recognize any of the letters on there? Because
they're just
a
random.
lot of them are repeated, and I just wonder if it says anything or means anything.
Nope, they're just random letters. I rotated and looked at it. They're just random letters. So
that'd be cool if it said something like wall or barrier or something like that.
Can you see my cursor on the screen or no?
Yes.
Okay, so you can see my cursor. So
yes.
This is H, this is G, this is F, this is D, B, G, F, D, F, G, B, H. So it's the same letter repeated over and over.
This almost sounds like somebody just went da-da-da on the keyboard.
Yeah. Except for the fact it's like the same 4 or 5 letters. There's nothing else there. I'm getting better at translating just by looking. There's certain letters I don't use enough that I don't recognize right off the bat. And certain ones look very similar. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Because I have my alphabet right here. Kind of. So, in Old English, literally Old English, how the letter S and F were one.
Okay.
In here, the letters S and F are incredibly similar.
Interesting.
So it's very interesting that they're very, very similar things. So like we talked about before, somebody put some real thought into this fake font language.
Yeah.
So yeah, Old English S and F were essentially used in the same letter. I think F was used in place of S for that reason, and it's why they're very similar in certain languages when it's very scrolly looking.
Mm-hmm.
That's why.
So, and even though it hits this barrier, it doesn't.
Wait. What? This is Boggle. It's Boggle. It's just random letters. You got to put it all together, see whatever words you can find on the screen. But obviously, this barrier was meant to keep out Alice's type.
And that thing is still trying to get in.
It's trying to push through.
And
you see in its eyes, the code is running. So part of me wonders if it's trying to decode the barrier by touching it.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I was just figuring that was like code basically saying it's like, you're not allowed to enter here. You're not allowed to enter here.
That's what I thought originally, but the fact that it looked like it was almost making progress and pushing through until they blow it up.
Yeah.
Because Alice, shooting it with a giant cannon, which you can't do right now, would have to break the code to get in. and we know he can hack it, but it seems like the temples are a little bit different than Seguri was.
Yeah, because this actually had the barrier around this is different from the barrier that Seguri had, and yeah, just something about this is very different, and I'm interested. I want to know more.
That's funny, Jerry. Furries only, mechs parking in the back, energy gate. It's the bouncer gate. That's fine. Though this reminds me of something from either one of the other seasons of Fighters or Divers or something from Digimon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially because it's also CG, which is really weird looking. It's like anytime we get the blatant CG on top of it, it's always stands out. It's really funny.
Yeah.
Though,
anyway, so you see the thing.
I was going to bring up one quick point. Can I bring up one quick point? I know you're in a hurry. So this uses hexagonal shapes, but that's a lot of times we're seeing things that are very similar in design between GBN and the ancient tech.
Mm-hmm.
GBN doesn't use hexagons. It uses almost like a 6-sided triangle for most things. So it's a little different. It's not a perfect hexagon. So in this case, it's almost more them, way less GBN.
Mm-hmm.
Just a thing I thought about. Sorry. Continue. Your fucking notes. They win. It's over.
So he keeps trying to get in, and then it gets shot and explodes, a head flying off, and you see the lights like flickering before it goes out, which that was a really cool scene.
Yes.
And to me, it looks like, based on the next scene, like Par's the one who got the killing shot, because you see him you see the Valkylator standing there in a wide stance with its weapon up.
Yeah, it's got both of its big old cannons. And then you see I'm just skipping ahead to the next shot because I wanted to.
Yeah, so Freddy's shining out. It's like the One Eyes really can't attack the ruins.
Yay, we're safe.
Yay. And Par's like, we did it. And Kazumi's like, yeah, that's great. I need a nap.
I am glad that it seemed like Par got the kill because I don't think he did a lot earlier. I think not on screen. Presumably he killed something elsewhere, but yeah, everybody basically at this point, because Hiruto has kind of run off with this core change, he flew off to go after Alice. Everybody else is like, oh yeah, we have people to protect. But let's bring up this point. I know you said it, but the fact that Kazumi picked up Stola, Freddy, and the old lady, carried them to the thing, set them down quick enough to it, and they ran the rest of the way while he was attacking the Wyndhams. So like you see him like fly in, dirt explodes, and then the people start running down the wall of the temple to get to Maya, and then he continues to fight. So he flew there fast enough to drop them off and to continue the fight safely, which is crazy to think, considering. And there's the old lady, by the way, in the shot right next to Maya.
Oh yeah, there she is.
Yeah, she doesn't look that old there. Weird. So like, hey, everybody who is important in the scene, and then some faceless chick behind Muran, which is never mind. That's Muran's hairbands, I think. Weird. It's a weird situation. There's no goats in this shot, though.
No goats.
I want more goats.
Hashtag where's the goats?
At this point, yeah, it is. Hey, where's the goat? They ate it. No, son of a whore.
Anyway, so the meanwhile, the fight between Alice and Hiruto continues.
That is the only meanwhile. Meanwhile, back at the Earth 3 fights.
And Alice is going like, it was supposed to be perfect. And they're like skating around each other.
Wasn't it perfect?
And this is, you had mentioned the idea that this feels very video game-like.
Yes.
In a ways. And the fact that Alice is controlling it, we see Alice piloting, quote unquote, but we know he's out on the moon.
Yeah.
And then that kind of reminds me of the fact that, yes, we are seeing Hiruto pilot the Earth 3, but he's actually at Gundam base in the little little booth thing with the cafe, like not, 6 feet away from him.
Yeah. Nobody else knows what he's doing in there, which I find really funny. She's like, oh, by the way, I'm fighting an alien on a world 30 light years away.
It's like I just imagine like we're seeing the scene and then we cut to like just outside the cafe and they're doing that salt bit or something like that.
Okay, so I just want to bring something up because we just mentioned the real world, so to speak.
Mhm.
People outside can watch battles that are happening in GBN, right? Like, there's a way to kind of watch those things. I would have thought, or maybe it's just tournaments,
We
or
know that there's spectator mode for the tournaments and stuff, and if the person is like broadcasting or something like that, because I think like the big battle against Avalon and stuff like that, the first coalition or whatever battle.
yeah, because they showed what happened to everybody. But like,
So I
part of
think
me,
like those were broadcast, and then like if you're a GTuber, I imagine you could live stream or something.
well, I know that part, but I always wondered because it is such a big thing in this world, having
Can
it.
like somebody tune into Hiruto's battles and so
Yeah.
they see
Is there
this
anybody
weird-
watching this happening? I just thought about that, and especially in a place where he is, or because everybody, presumably, Par's doing it from a personal thing. Cosme's, we actually have no idea where Cosme's diving from. He lives on a boat, or hotel or whatever, wherever he is. So he's probably not at a Gundam base or something. He might have like a personal crappy diving
or
device.
he's at like a net cafe or something like that.
That is weird. We have not seen where he dives from. We've only ever seen where Hiruto does, and we know technically where May dives from.
Yeah, because she
But
must have something set up at McGee's bar
Maggie,
in the real
yeah,
world.
in her dollhouse, her mobile dollhouse. Sorry, still a great pun, and they should P Bandai the hell out of that. Like, that's something that would be worth a P Bandai set.
Make
Actually,
a P Bandai buildable maze house,
May's dollhouse.
Main
Yes,
Street house.
I mean, even if it wasn't buildable, why not? Either way, but I just think it'd be interesting if there's somebody watching this in a spectator mode. Like, no, they don't realize they're being watched at all. Like, it's just being shown to the world.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be interesting. Like, oh man, this looks awesome. What level is this? But then again, the administration has no idea what they're doing because they're technically out of server.
I think maybe that's why, if there is a spectator mode that can be activated, maybe that's why that hasn't been activated with them, because they're off server right now, and so it probably just brings up an error message, and someone's like, "Oh, it's just a bug." You know, new patch came out. There's always those bugs need to work out. Let's go see what Captain Xeon's doing.
Makes sense to me. But either way, so they're battling here, and then like you were saying, they're skating along and having a beam saber duel, sort of. I like how the evil core has like denial style like beam blades coming out of its gauntlets, so he doesn't bother with a real beam saber. He's like, I just fight you with my arm.
Yeah, it's like his entire hand becomes the beam saber.
It's either that or it's coming out above it. I can't tell. I'm sure the kit shows you, but yeah, it's kind of more efficient. He goes, why bother carrying a whole separate thing for this? I can literally make it come out of my arm. And then actually, he kind of proves why that's a much better thing here in a minute.
Yeah, so they're skating around. Hiruto slices at him with the beam saber when he gets close, and then takes a shot with his rifle as well. What?
Tried to take a shot with the rifle. This is a really awesome shot, by the way.
What's that?
The shot that's on the screen is a really awesome shot, except for the charge time. Like, I feel like he should have had his finger already on the trigger charging this bitch if he really wanted to catch him off guard. Instead, he stops to point it at him, charge the weapon, giving him time to slice his gun in half, or at least the extended bit.
Yeah, because I have to admit, I was with a scene that happens later in the episode. I was a little confused at first because I thought, because he slices this and we see he like drops that part and it explodes, sending them both going back. And I was like, oh, okay, his beam rifle's gone now.
Yeah. So I wanted to point this out. So the previous section, this goes by so fast, and you can see here on the screen. So he has time. Oh yeah, it's literally like coming out of his fingertips. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's how it's literally beam fingers. Somebody else had that too. Anyways, I think somebody said Gadessa had it. So he gets his gun sliced, but then Alice comes in for another strike, and then he hits his shield, right? This happens so quickly that the chunks of gun are still falling.
Yes.
Like
We
it
get
has
a lot
time
of
to fall to the ground. It's literally like slice, turn, slice. It's still falling. Like that's how fast they're fighting right now. It's kind of crazy.
we
You see,
also I kind of forget
like,
it because I know how Gundam games work because I played a couple of them. We don't see him with his shield in the scene beforehand, but now suddenly he has it.
it's just there. I think
But
it's on
that's
probably
how Gundam games work. When you push R to block with your shield, it magically comes up, even if you don't have it, even if it doesn't look like it's equipped right now.
Hold on. Let me just pop back
They gotta
here.
double check that. See?
No, it's on his arm.
Is
You-
it?
Yeah, you can see it behind the beam saber.
Okay, just barely then.
Yeah, just barely. I mean, it's a really crappily.
I would have forgiven it if it did just magically pop up again.
I mean, it's really crappily drawn, but I also assume that it can pop on. Yeah, you can see it right there.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see it right there. So it's on there. It's just not blatantly obvious. Obviously, it's severely exaggerated because he's using it to block.
Yeah.
You know, but it's there. We're not going to. But you're right. You're right about that. It would be funny, like literally. Oh yeah, this weapon doesn't exist technically speaking until I push the button that uses it. That happened a lot in the Gunpla Battle game.
Yep.
It's like, oh, by the way, these giant funnels, those don't really exist until I push the button.
So Alice goes on about how it's like, I see you predicted the beam trajectory by figuring out my target. And it's like, yeah, because, math.
Also, if just because they're talking about it, so if he technically has beam fingers, like, okay, so he's trying to slice this way, I would have just gone and then going around the shield.
Maybe it
Not
only
the fingers in the shoot.
it works when they're all together or something.
No, because it comes out and then it joins together. Probably weaker ones. Either way, that's what I would do. Just poke at him.
Yeah. And
Small
it's like,
fingers. Tickle him with the beam fingers. Yeah. You predicted my beam trajectory by figuring out my target. Yeah, no shit, stupid.
and
it's
that's
like,
your perfect self.
Now his reply would have been, yeah, that's why I let them run out. Hiruto was more okay. So Hiruto's being insanely emotional in this scene. He is very upset. He's yelling and screaming the whole time. Like, wow. Like the only other time we've seen him like this was in the flashback where he destroyed a whole lot of shit.
Yeah.
And that's why he's not happy about this. What's funny is they kind of allude to the sniping thing being like his weakness, even though that's not when he lost control before. So that's
like literal close combat when he went kind of destruction happy. He grabbed an axe weapon in the core form and jumped up and started hacking at the big jet thing.
Which is what he's doing now, but not triggered by the usage of the sniper rifle. I get that he doesn't want to remember the worst day of his life, which he just happened to use that beam rifle for.
I get the feeling there's more stuff that happened here that we haven't seen yet.
Maybe, but I think because of the flashbacks we're about to get, it seems to be because we know. Well, let's just go through it here. So, as he's basically saying, like, that was your perfect self. This is perfect as you could be. You shouldn't be able to beat me, but now you've proven to be better. And Hiruto's like, basically, no, you're wrong. Basically, like, that wasn't my perfect self, which is what he's trying to prove, that when he was that person, it wasn't perfect. And so he pulls out the other beam saber and goes in, and you're wrong. But I like this. So he's got shield, beam saber, attack happening.
This entire fight scene is just awesome.
Yeah, well, because there's the metaphor of him fighting himself. Yeah, it's a blatant metaphor on screen. And then, of course, because of everything else is going on, he remembers that moment where he did not pull the trigger. Because Alice brought it up. He's like, hey, why didn't you do this? You had the shot. And it's because, as we discussed in season 1 when we found this information out, because he knew he wasn't on the right side of this.
Mm-hmm.
Given his perspective on Divers, So, the fact that he would it was kind of a moment of weakness. Like, yeah, I could have beat them, and I didn't. I decided to be a better person. Back before this, I would have. I would have done anything to win, but this wasn't a game in this case. You know? I think that's why this matters a little bit more, because this also isn't a game. Right?
Yeah, I'm trying to find because I think
He says,
I have like I have everything written out here. And
this is literally your notes. It's literally this is
yeah, this he remember, but I have this, and he remembers Eve, something like this. He remembers her standing with him on the hand of the core Gundam, her smiling face, kind eyes. Isn't what he remembers them running through the blue city, her tears at the destroyed city, her running with him towards the core Gundam, her smiling in the night at the lake, and her passing. Her still smiling face as tears filled her eyes. He is reaching out to save her. I won't. He makes a slash at the evil core Gundam, but Alice parries the attack away, seeing the beam saber flying. The twisted Gundam reaches back, then charges forward to run him through. Hiruto remembers Eve calling out to him as she's being deleted from GBN. He shifts so that the blade goes through Earth-3's arm, warning sirens going off, his danger level in red. Alice readies the killing blow with his free hand. Hiruto shouts out, and we see the flyer with the Uranus armor. It flies out. It fires out the sniper weapon at pretty much the speed of sound. You see like the sonic air cone thing coming off of it. And Hiruto just slightly tilts his head to the side. And just as it flies right past his V-fin and smashes into the evil core Gundam's face.
Fuck your face.
Basically.
Now, by the way, I wanted to point something out. Go back to this image. Hold on. Just look at the colorization on this. Like, it's like really altering like all of the colors going on just with that big purple shit going through his arm.
Yeah. Everything feels a lot darker in this.
Everything goes super dark. Oh, by the way, I meant to point it out earlier. I don't know if I have it in the fight. Okay, so every time they're doing the beam clashes, everything around them goes dark until they separate.
Cool.
It's a really interesting perspective. But yeah, gun to the face, because it's a big fuck you out.
This is basically and then he discharges like the damaged hand or maybe the entire arm.
He literally throws off his whole left arm, because you see it.
And then reaches behind, pulls out the smaller beam rifle, connects with the large sniper rifle, and fires it at. I think this doesn't even count as point blank. This is like beyond point blank, because it's
technically
buried inside its face.
Yeah, point blank would be in front of it. This is inside. This is such an insane blast. Also, red lightning coming out of it. Mm-hmm.
And so,
just red lightning, not red and black lightning.
And when we talked about this after the episode aired, we both basically kind of had the same thought.
Yeah.
When we saw, it's like, this is a big fuck you.
It literally. Okay, so I'm watching this in the truck at work while I'm waiting, right? So it's on the dashboard, and I'm just sitting there, and literally when this happened, I go, "Fuck you!"
Yeah, that was pretty much my response too. Though I had family around me, so I couldn't shout that out. But I was like, "Oh yeah, that's totally a fuck you and the horse you rode in on."
Yeah, that's literally like, gonna shoot at me, copy my shit. It's like, fuck you. Like, and like Alice is literally like, did he just say fuck me with a gun in my face? Like, it's fucking insane. Like, I kind of wish they had done the triple like wide shot of the same option. So like, first time it shows it here, then next zoom to a different does it again, and then does it again, kind of like Goku with the Kamehameha and Super.
Yeah, that would have been kind of cool.
I think that would have been an awesome edit. Like, get a wider shot, like go even further out, and it's just like
or just keep pulling back so that you can see how big this shot probably is, because this is full powered.
Yeah,
like maybe he had
get it. Yeah,
like maybe he had the weapon like charged or something like that while it was still on the core gun or on the flyer.
Well, it's one of those weird things where like his closer range, fairly powerful gun couldn't do anything, but this one, like literally, he could just pull the trigger and fire it. So it must be self-contained energy.
Mm.
But the fact that it was also in high output mode, not finesse mode, it's just like it's just like yes, it's called catharsis.
And so
him saying "fuck you" to his past.
And it falls over. Hiruto is damaged but victorious. His left arm is gone. Sorry, no, his I think it's his. It's his left arm is gone, and like the right side of part of his V fin is gone, which they didn't show that when it went through that it like knocked off part of it, but they should have.
Yeah, maybe clip it a little bit as it goes by. Oops, didn't dodge quite good enough. But here's the thing. Okay, so we mentioned it earlier about the whole needing to pilot multiple things. So he's in the middle of a battle, yet he's flying the Uraven to such a degree that he manages to accurately fire his gun, so to speak. Literally fires his gun to himself. So he can technically pilot multiple things at the same time. So he was actually wasting time and flying space by hanging from the Uraven. Doing the thing. I'm just proving my point further that he can literally pilot two things at once. But so that really does up his skill level. Because the other thing he could have done was literally just from a distance fired from the Uraven armor. Because we already know he can do that. Well, maybe he needs a wire attachment, but if he could have done that, I think obviously this was personal, so he really needed to be up close, big ass gun.
Yeah, because truth be told, when I first saw this and they cut to the Uraven, I was like, oh, it's gonna fire off from that thing. And then shoom, I'm like, what is it doing? Oh, okay, I see now.
I like the idea that it held him technically in place by having that beam inside his own arm.
Yes.
So part of me wonders if, like, because you couldn't see it, but we know that the beam is the hand. So part of me wonders if he's literally like through his own hand, grabs that hand, so he couldn't even pull away.
He shifts his weight when Alice makes that attack. So he obviously wanted Alice to go into his arm.
Yeah, well, he thought about it at least at that moment. But the idea is, I gotta wonder, because Alice can't pull away. So like he would have thought, okay, let me pull away before I get a gun in the face, or even at that point, but he doesn't. He stays there until the arm detaches. So once the gun hits him, then he drops the arm so that he can concentrate on the other side.
Yeah. This also shows the disadvantage of having your beam sabers be directly attached to your hands. If your hands get stuck, you can't just let go of them necessarily.
Yeah. But that just makes me wonder if there was enough structural stability left in that arm that he's actually holding the hand so he can't get away. I just gotta wonder, kind of like Naruto when he does the Rasengan for the first time. He takes that kunai through the hand and then holds Kabuto's hand and then hits him with the Rasengan with the other hand. Actually very similar metaphor here. Or visuals. Anyways, so after he gets all blowed up from the one side, we actually get a nice screen from Alice's point of view. His game over.
His game over screen where he's just like, well, shoot.
Yeah,
and I love how,
if you notice what this is, the point of view.
It's the point of view, and it's not when the blast goes off. Basically, he was already defeated when that thing went through its face.
Yeah. So what is this camera shot? That's what I gotta wonder, because Hiruto's arm's gone already in this shot.
Well, this is when it's probably just before the blast went off or something.
Maybe.
But it's high enough up that maybe similar to how the camera is always on the little crest thing on a Gundam. Maybe the primary camera is actually higher up and not in the center of the letter I.
In this case, maybe. I mean, but the fact that it says control lost. So I think you're right. Like this, we have to see it before you have to like frame by frame it. But I think the canon is stuck in the head, and this is literally like the last thing that went through his mind.
Before the laser went through his mind.
So literally, it's the last screenshot before he could, or literally completely lost control at this point because he couldn't do anything. So that's not a good thing. So it's almost like the death screen where you literally can see what happened after the fact in a game. Fuck. Headshot. Damn it. But yeah, there's that nice thing. But remember, like you were asking me, you were sending me screenshots. Oh, what was this? You know, like stuff like that. I was like, I already translated. That's fine. Nothing important. Keep moving on. I'm getting very nonchalant about it now. It's like, yeah, it just says alert. T is real easy to. R and T are very similar, but they're easy to tell apart. Anyways, we're almost done.
So we cut to the ruins, and we see the puppy people are gathering in groups. I'm figuring that they're probably actually getting ready to like just start setting up camp and stuff.
Hopefully, live somewhere.
And there's Zabun and Calico are the two idiots.
Yes.
And people are thanking him for saving their lives, and it's like, I really did protect someone this time. And he starts to cry, and the other one's like, no, don't cry, and he starts crying too.
They're big pussy dogs.
It's silly.
How can two dogs be pussies?
I actually thought about putting like a note in there about it's like they're being puppies or something like that.
Yeah. But then the more important thing happens. The more important character moment happens.
Yeah, so the old lady comes up and thanks Stola, saying it's like, now I'll have to live for my son's sake.
Yeah, that was actually very meaningful. Like Stola made a good decision, and actually, like you point out, was a leader.
Yeah,
once.
he even looks older in this scene, if that makes any sense.
Or like just something order.
Yeah, what's that?
He's standing more mature, like.
Yeah. And we hear Jed's voice going, it's like, I'll leave the rest to you. And at first you're thinking it's like, oh, this is just, he's hearing this stuff resounding in his mind. Stola actually turns to look.
Yeah, like he heard it.
Like he actually heard him, but he doesn't see anybody. He just goes...
it's just like a group of people over off in a distance. Like,
and he goes, yes, Mr. Dad.
However,
mm-hmm.
Where are they?
They're in the ruins.
And what do the ruins do?
So you think this may have something to do with the what did they call it? The passing thing.
The incarnation system.
Yeah.
I think the space crossing is it's not a real ritual. It's just a thing they do. But they are in a place that can literally recreate people. So maybe nobody really dies. Maybe they just get saved to the hard drive, like the library.
I kind of hope that doesn't happen because I don't want. I mean, it would be nice that everybody comes back to life and stuff, but that feels like it would really cheapen things. But it is a kids' show, so.
Well, you got to think that their religion is based off the idea that when they send people off to the space crossing, their lanterns are collected at Mount Milug, where the souls of the dead can be resurrected. Mm-hmm. So somehow they're conflating once again, they know what the incarnation system is, and the religion is sort of based on it. So they believe that the souls of the dead could be resurrected via the temples. They're in a temple. Now, it doesn't work for Gunpla, but we don't know what else it can't do. Just saying. Oh yeah, Freddy talked to Jed's ghost outside the ruins. Cutscene. Jedi ghost. Actually, yeah, because Obi-Wan Kenobi did talk to Luke a couple times without actually being physically on screen when the ghost form.
Yeah, the first time basically Force Ghost thing, it wasn't him actually physically.
Yeah, it was use the Force, Luke. Yeah.
Anyway,
it's a thing that happens. Trust us.
So
we're Gunpla reviewers. Trust us.
Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
Moran looks at the ruins.
Yeah, he looks at the entrance to the ruins near the fallen Windom. I was half expecting something to happen here, by the way.
Yeah,
and
really.
You're right. Comments that with this, the people of Eldora will be able to survive. keep feeling like I need to sneeze and it's not happening.
Bless you. Get it out now.
The two idiots say that they'll have to spread this information across all of Eldora, which that sounds like that could go very poorly very quickly.
Yeah, because there's only 4 temples, and one of them's inaccessible to people. So it's only 3 temples they can use. I'm just waiting for you to sneeze.
I'm waiting for it too, and it's not happening. It's really
in the chat from now. Take a guess on how many minutes until he sneezes. I'm gonna keep an eye on it. So we're at 254. How many guesses? It's a solid number. Okay, continue.
Okay.
I don't have it here, but the nice shot of Stola that I used in the thumbnail, the nice triumphant kind of, hey, yeah. That's a good image. They really did work in this episode.
Yeah, Corridorn watches this from his own screen. It's like they somehow won, but it's a tenuous victory. It's like, gee, thank you, Mr. Party Pooper.
And I like that he is watching this on the temple system. You can tell because it has the orange and purple outline.
Mm-hmm.
Which I tried to screenshot to do something else with the other day, and it didn't really come out very good.
It's like, and he says, "I hope they'll keep that fact in mind."
Yeah,
he's being Mr. Downer right now.
All right, so 3 minutes. We got 2 minutes. We're already past the 1 minute mark, so that doesn't really work. So.
We cut back to Maya. She's looking for the Bill Divers, I guess, and then we cut to the battlefield and see the. What's that?
Who did they cut to?
We cut to the battlefield.
No, before that.
Maya? Who? Maya?
Maya?
Maya? Whatever.
She's not mayonnaise. Mayonnaise. Oh my god, it's Southern. Nice. So
anyway, after her, we cut to the battlefield and we see the Earth 3 kneeling over the remains of the evil core Gundam.
You're just cranky because you need to sneeze. Yeah, there's some really nice artwork in this section.
Yeah, his hands are holding the sniper weapon. It almost feels like a reverent pose, like he's praying over the dead body or something.
I mean, it's just it's a lot of symbolism. Yeah. But yeah, the fact that there's a nice overhead shot. Everybody's met up with him there, and yeah, it's just laying there headless, kind of, which is weird.
Yeah, and he's sitting on a rock just outside of his machine.
Looks like Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi on Sunset.
Or the last scene with Captain America in Endgame.
Yeah. So, did you find what you were seeking? No, I don't think I will.
Really kind of.
Really answer the question there. Okay, so 3 minutes has passed. Next guesses.
But yeah, and I've just got to my message that I need to start wrapping this up.
Yep. Well, we're nearly there.
The other side here, saying the rock. He says they say that he's done good work and that everyone is evacuated safely. He says he's glad, but he still sounds kind of off, and everyone can kind of tell.
Yeah.
Says, my promise, I wonder if I fulfilled it. Cosme wonders what promise. May walks up to him, and she asks him if he's found what he's seeking. He looks up at the weapon and Gundam, and it's like, I never thought I'd use again, ever since that day.
That's what I'm saying.
And the episode ends with them kind of panning up and looking at the damage to the weapon.
Yeah. It's funny, when I first saw that, I'm like, did he melt the tip of it? And then I went, oh yeah, it just went through the face of another Gundam. That was
my initial thought too. It's like, oh yeah, I guess because he fired the high-powered weight. Oh no, he just rammed it through another mobile suit at high speed.
Yeah. But yeah, this once again pointing out the fact that the reason he's upset is because the last time he used it or was going to use it was the day she died. That's why it means something to him. It's literally everything from that day. Like, I bet he deleted his Team Avalon uniform because it reminded him of that day.
Basically, it shows that he was on the wrong side, and this is just everything. This is all the bad choices he made up to that moment.
So, like, we've seen a whole lot of his character growth, fighting on team trying to get past his trauma, because everybody in this team, including May to some degree, all has a ton of trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's lost father, lost legs, lost digital girlfriend, popped into existence suddenly. You know, like May's trauma was being born like 3 months ago, or 2
Yeah.
years ago, whatever. She's 2 years
So
old, however long.
yeah, so her trauma isn't so much like a external thing, it's more just
Existential.
she doesn't understand the world.
Yeah, she doesn't understand life or humanity.
Yeah.
Right? She understands digital life. That's just trying to survive a game. And if Maggie is your only exposure to humanity, you probably need to meet some new people. Like, that's not the best example, especially if you're hanging out in the bar all day and night. That's your only place to go.
He certainly meets a lot of colorful people, I imagine.
Yeah, I mind you, it's a Gunpla bar, so to speak. You know, so and a karaoke bar at that. I just kind of want to see the new team go there. You know, because they haven't even interacted with Maggie. It's like it seems kind of weird. Like she's met with them in person to some degree, but they didn't meet Maggie. So like, I don't really want to go talk to these new divers you hang out with. It's like, no, you would be incredibly useful if you actually talk to them. You know, kind of be the leader like you were for the other ones. You know, have that back door to the administration that could potentially help this. You know, to some degree. You know, something. But either way, yeah, it's I really love the colors and the artwork at the end of this episode. That's why I had to thumbnail. I almost had this. I'm just like, there were so many good scenes. It was so hard to pick the thumbnail for this episode.
Like, yeah, the art. I mean, we gave it shit for some of its weird kind of logical inconsistencies, but this episode is just super good, and the artwork is fairly consistently good all the way through. There's some weird janky moments, but that's the kind of janky moments that you get when you have high speed action and stuff like that, and it's not something that's meant to be looked at frame by frame necessarily. It's meant to be seen as one smooth motion going across your screen.
Well, as I learned just last week, that's what they call in between keys.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that as I was watching Totally Not Mark redo scenes from Dragon Ball Super. So they're talking about the really janky animation from Dragon Ball Super being the fact that a lot of it had to do with them not having time to really keyframe things or having the references, basically, you know, they're and then the several different art styles. So that's actually a really good video. If you haven't seen that, go watch that. It's between him and 2 other anime artists that he knows, and they're redrawing really, really screwed up scenes from Dragon Ball Super and making them up to snuff. And it's really fantastic. You learn a lot about it. But yeah, this episode was great because it progressed the plot, but it also progressed our characters. Everybody bitched that last one was so exposition heavy, but yeah, you got to have that in between the battles.
Mm-hmm.
And then not only did our main characters, heroes, so to speak, learn some stuff, but our villain also learned some stuff, that his concept of perfection wasn't perfect. So now he has a new standard, so to speak, which once again, you keep upping the ante, you keep inviting challenge, like the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
Mere existence.
I was just thinking that.
our mere existence invites challenge. So, but yeah, it kind of sucks that this is where they cut off. But I guess that the next episode is totally unrelated. That's why they didn't bother showing it. They wanted to end on this cliff, so to speak.
Yeah, because we do get a preview for the next episode.
Yeah, I don't see a reason to talk about it. I didn't even screenshot any of it because like nothing about it seems related. It seems like flashbacks, kind of, to some degree. Like I guess we might get a couple scenes here and there with Eve.
It feels to me like the episode's was going to be about Eve, and that it bugs me a little bit that we're not going to see that for a while, because I want more information about her, about what happened, what's going on, where did she come from, all that stuff.
I wonder if Alice's new has Psycho Frame. Not likely. Doesn't need it. He's Alice.
Yeah, and Alice wouldn't necessarily know what Psycho Frame is, I would think.
He has Alice Frame. Well, I mean, if he's downloading all of GBN and Gundam data, he could kind of do whatever.
Oh, I suppose I guess because he has to know something, because that's why he created his version of the Death Army and his version of the Windows.
You learned from the preview that Hiruto at least knows Kai and Hayato. What is he talking about?
From First Gundam?
I don't know what he means. I don't know. There's an interesting scene where the strike is fighting Grandpa. Who knows what that's all about? I think that's just a anniversary nod, so to speak. But I don't know. Whenever that episode eventually airs, hopefully it'll be this week. Like, just because I feel like they had that one in the bag because they said they were going to do 19 and stop or pause after 19. But I guess if it's unrelated or maybe it is too plot heavy, that they just said, okay, that's not a good spot to end. This they better stopping mid-season point, so to speak.
Yeah, we'll just have to see.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be a whole lot of Eve backstory versus expanding on scenes we've already seen, because we get the on the hill, we get the by the lake, stuff like that. So I feel like it's either going to be expanded flashbacks, because we definitely see younger Hiruto, and then him walking with whatever. But obviously, they're probably going to go home after this, because we also still need our upgrades. So,
yeah,
and we don't know when that's going to happen.
I feel that the Justice Knight upgrade or side grade or whatever is happening soon, because Cosme keeps looking at his shield, and we know that one of the big things with the Aegis Knight, whatever it's called, Aegis Knight, is that it has a big fancy shield. And we see Par looking at Kuadorn and looking at wings and stuff like that. So if what you're thinking was the case, he's thinking about his next Gunpla upgrade.
Well, twice in this episode, they reference, like right at the end when Kuadorn's talking to himself, they show his wing again, still. So he's thinking it's a tenuous victory, but eventually I'm going to have to get back in this fight, which I think he's dreading.
Oh, it didn't go too well for him last time, now did it?
No, but he was also probably fighting Seltsam. So he's not happy about that, not only fighting his old friend, but something that also kicked his ass. But if he's watching and he knows how powerful the build divers are, not to mention more of them, but he clearly can't see what's happening with Seltsam. It doesn't seem like anybody knows what's happening with Seltsam, or we're just not seeing it.
Yeah. Seltsam has kind of disappeared right now, and that's troubling.
I gotta wonder if he's gonna come back and it's gonna be like a bit jacked up, and then he's gonna have to somehow reset to be the tertium again. We need to get him locked the fuck out somehow, which means he's got to get back to the temple. But if he's not diving anymore, how is he going to get out of it or get back to his body?
Yeah, because it's not like in Sword Art Online where everybody still had their headsets on even when they were in the hospital.
I have an idea. They can put him in they can put him in an L diver body until he can get back to his regular one.
Huh.
A consciousness is a consciousness.
Yeah.
I mean,
that'd be interesting.
L divers are clearly as complex as human consciousness.
So. Oh, what if they use the tertium as his gum? If they do that and they use the tertium as his Gunpla body,
it'd be a little weird because I don't think that could speak.
But
but if he's merged with it by now because of what happened to Alice, who knows how fucked up his mind and his soul might actually be. Hopefully he's useful in the coming battles, and he gets to redeem himself with Kuadorn. I
have some of my own ideas of what could happen with the Seltsam and the Tertian Gundam that relates to the customs that I've been working on. You've been seeing some of my updates on those.
Yeah, I'm gonna kick Carlos's ass because Seltsam is a boring villain.
He's
not a villain. He's a hammer. He is another tool of Alice. He's not meant to be a villain. He's meant to be an obstacle. And in this case, he was the big hammer, you know, until the bigger hammer got pulled out. But
It's
then
like saying the Death Star was a boring villain.
exactly. That's the same. Death Star is a boring villain. Or Kylo Ren's lightsaber. To be almost more precise. But either I'm just gonna kick Carlos's ass for that. But he also said he doesn't want. He said, what does it say here? Oh, Jerry said that Hiruto's kind of fighting with the guy who runs the cafe, I guess, in the thing. And there's basically characters of Kai and Hayato watching the fight.
In
the
okay,
I can rewatch it either way. Yeah, we'll go. Do we know how May speaks? She's got to have a speaker. We discussed the how does she have a working face? She doesn't. It's got to be a projection. It's got to be a projection. The voice has to be coming from a speaker box. It's the only way that makes sense. It's a tiny robot thing with a fake human face. Either way, so he's got to go because life. I don't know. Anyways,
bedtime.
But guys, thanks for coming and hanging out. We didn't quite get the numbers we did before, but it's okay. Don't know when or if we'll do this again for a while. I'll probably still do a Sunday live stream next week, though probably not at night. I'll probably go back to my old school morning live streams. We'll see what happens. Next week I might be selling a car. We'll see what happens. But do the like and subscribe thing, guys. I don't know what's coming up on my channel this week. Things are kind of in flux at the moment, trying to figure out content. I need to build things. Do you have anything coming up?
I have a what I got special coming up tomorrow. I managed to get that filmed and edited and uploaded just before we started here.
And then also MS100 contest. I don't know why I'm repeating it at any point, but if you have your stuff, get it in. Like, I'm waiting on these last few people who have not sent their stuff in, and then the judging will begin here in a few days. And then we will let you know what who built what that is better than the other things, because basically it's a contest. So it works. So but thanks, guys. Have a good night. Have a good week. We'll talk to you soon. Remember, as always, to keep on building. And I really shortened that. Go ahead.
And I'll see you the next time you invade my shelf space.
Yes.
And we are